Hello, everyone. It's me, Andrew. I'm here in our home office in lovely Ligonier, Pennsylvania. I was trying to figure out the Instagram over here, and unfortunately, could not figure that out. Hopefully, y'all are doing well out there and that you're having a good Wednesday. If you're watching, let me know. I'd love to hear and see who's tuning in. Let me know where you're tuning in. It's always nice to hear where folks are watching. All right. Looks like a couple folks have already tuned in. We've got Marianne. Hello, Marianne. Michelle's watching. Hi, Michelle. Janet Weber is watching. Hello, Janet. Kim is watching. Hi, Kim. Vicky's watching. Hey, Vicky. Who else is watching? Looks like that's who's watching so far. Oh, Lennis is watching. Hey, Lennis. Um, and who else? Mary Jane is watching. Hi, Mary Jane. Vicky says that she's tuning in from British Columbia, Canada. Awesome. Yeah, so hopefully y'all are having a great Wednesday. Michelle's in Los Angeles County, Santa Clarita. Awesome. Looks Donna Mosley's watching. Howdy. How's it going? So it has not been super busy for me. William is much more active in the snow time than I am. I just want to like hibernate and hunker down. But he was out doing errands for his mom today. I had a bunch of meetings that I attended. Um, so that was nice. Fundraising things and this and that. And talking about rural activation, which is always interesting. Um, and, I never thought I would say that, but it's actually kind of fascinating to see, um, different fundraising strategies for nonprofits. Who am I? Where am I? What is this? I thought this is the beads. Let's see. Marion's tuning in from Alberta, Canada, where it's warming up. Hooray. Nas has ran errands today, and it's already bitter cold outside right now. Baked an apple pie this afternoon for a get together tomorrow. Well, I bet that made the house smell real good. I had the heater in a different room, so I had to move the heater up real fast before we started because it was dang cold in the office. And as per usual, my eyes have started to water. I really don't know what it is. I wonder if there's like a scientific thing about like when you have a camera turn on you that you want to start sneezing. Maybe it's the lights. I don't know. But every time I go on live, I just want to start sneezing my head off. So there you go. And Donna is from Alabama. She said, "Oh gosh, it did." And Susie, our neighbor, is watching. Howdy, Susie. I know where you're from or live. Vicky says that she's originally from Calgary. Oh, nice. Michelle says, lights make you sneeze. Well, isn't that the truth? Because every time I come on, I feel like I want to start sneezing. Janet says, southwestern Montana, 30 degrees. I don't know how the temperature here, but it's cold, y'all. It was below freezing. I was going to go to the cottage. It's pretty warm at the cottage, actually. With the pellet stove and the split systems going. I shudder to think about our heating expenses this winter because it's been really cold. So We've been burning through pellets a lot quicker. Seems like last year we went through a load and then had some extra maybe, and then this year it's we went and got some more this morning. So we've just been going through the pellets. But luckily, the new wood pellet stove is a lot more efficient. So he's not had to run over and fill it up as much as last year. Last year, the bin, I think that's what they call it, it was smaller, and the new one is a little bit bigger. So we don't have to run over and fill it up as much. Marianne says supposedly it's 16 in Ligonier. It's cold, y'all. The cats, they were like, oh, let me go outside. And then we opened the door and they're like, nope, don't want to go outside. Never mind. Who are you? You're not the abuse. And so that's life, I guess. We have a lot of folks from Canada watching today. Amanda's watching. Anna's watching. She's not from Canada, but almost. Seems like you're almost. How far are you from the Canadian border, Anna? Vicky said that's too funny. Moved to the Fraser Valley as a lot less snow, but last week was cold and snowy. It is cold and snowy in most places. Cat News watching from Oregon. Howdy. Yeah, so we've been busy getting I've been filing paperwork for different things. One of the things that usually after you do, like, I went to the folk school, I just got back, and they send you surveys and stuff after and ask how that was. So I did some of that today and some other things. So, anyways, yeah, so we've been super busy getting things kind of situated. And yeah, I am here back in Pennsylvania. I haven't really worked super hard. Normally I kind of bust a move, but I've been kind of running lately on full steam. And so I have a class that's coming in Pittsburgh on Saturday that I'm going to be teaching at, and it's sold out. So been kind of preparing for that also. So hopefully everybody is ready for that. I've taught this before, so I'm pretty confident. But I'm going to try to do a couple new things so that if anybody took the classes before, there'll be some new little nuggets for you. And one thing that we've been working on, my Beaded Bliss is watching, and who else is watching? Looks like a couple of folks are watching. Usually Wednesdays are our slow night, but tonight looks like we've got a good crowd. I think folks are not here for me. They're here mostly for the Tucson treasures that we had brought back. There's a lot of really wonderful things. We did not go. I had a residency at the Center for Metal Arts, and then I just went to the folk school, the John C. Campbell Folk School. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to go this year, which I love to go to Tucson. However, it's nice to take a break. The thing that I don't think a lot of people realize is how much work it is and how expensive it is to go out. So I was kind of like, wow, we're not going. Oh, wow, whatever. And then luckily, I got in contact with some of my vendors out there, and they took me around on the FaceTime, and they showed us around, and we were able to look at things and pick stuff out for the live. So hopefully, y'all enjoy that. We've got a lot of really lovely gemstones. If you didn't see Monday and Tuesday, we had lots and lots of really pretty, beautiful things. And we've got more tonight. I think tonight, though, we'll start things off by showing you. I'll show you the things I made while I was at the John C. Campbell Folk School. And hope you all will enjoy that. I have done a little bit of enamel painting in the past. However, it's something that I really want to get into more. I think that it's a bridge between kind of my metalsmithing and my painting, and I'm able to bring both worlds together. Each of the processes kind of have different. They have different vibes, I guess. I don't know. They have different characteristics. So, I'm trying not to sneeze on camera, y'all. But there it is. Janet says, anything William created tonight? Well, maybe. We'll see. He is at his pottery class tonight. So he's there now and working. He'll be back later. Hopefully he'll have some things popped out the kiln. He goes to class once a week, so he gets a little, usually he gets at least one or two pots. But yeah, so it's good. While I was away, people were like, is your husband a maker too? And I'm like, yeah, now he is. When we first got together, he was not a maker, but over the course of however many, 18 years we've been together maybe 17 years. We've been together for a while. And since he's been co-owner of the bead store, he's picked up a couple things here and there, and I think it's nice. Like, we first went to the pottery classes together, and then I was like, well, what if I didn't go and just you went? And then he was like, okay. And that's nice, so that he has his own friends and has his own little circle of things that he likes to do, um, and gets away from me and can take time off from the business. So it's good. I see a bunch of people talking. Susan's watching. Howdy, Susan. Let's see who else is tuning in. Kimberly is watching now. Katney said, so many people got sick in Tucson this year. You might be lucky to have missed it. You know, people get sick every year. It's the coldest time of year for a lot of people. And a lot of makers I know, they kind of burn themselves out right before, like, kind of produce as much stuff as possible, and then try to make, and then do the show, and then your immune system's kind of compromised. And I know this because I've been going for 20 something years, and folks always get sick. And when they say it's allergies, I'm like, it's the desert in winter. Nothing's blooming. There's mold and stuff, of course, and dust, but there's also this desert dust that gets blown up, and if you're not, you can get sick off that too. So I did not miss. I'm not, you know, I did miss seeing people. I think that it's a little bit tricksy sometimes when, um, you're navigating stuff. But it would have been nice to see some folks. But for the most part, I really enjoyed the things I did. So I'm really happy for the opportunities that I had, and I'm very thankful for them. I not everybody is lucky enough to do the things I get to do, and I feel very fortunate. So, I think it was good, and we also got some stuff. It's the marvels of technology. Back in the day, like a long time ago, you would have to, like, fill out forms and then send it off in the mail. And nowadays, you can just take your phone and look around, and it's a lot of fun. And you don't have to travel across the country. You can do it from your home, just like kind of like here, you know. Um, let's see. Janet says he threatened that he might have some stuff. He's not here yet, but I'm sure that once he comes home, he'll have some goodies for y'all, maybe. Katniss says being creative is contagious in such a good way. Yes. Amanda says, is the pottery class in town? No, we start off going to a place in town, but they only run on a cycle of like whenever, like short cycles. I don't know how to explain that. Maybe it's like an 8 week session they'll do. The place that he goes, um, our teacher that we met there, she kind of started her own studio and she has a spot and they have classes every week. So it's you go when you like there's like a subscription fee and you go and take classes once a week. So he goes and does that once a week. And that's about maybe 15 minutes away from us. Cheryl's watching. Howdy, Cheryl. Michelle says it's nice that everyone has their own hobbies. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's important. Eventually we'll get the home studio for William set up. We have the wheel, which is the big thing, and we have a little itty bitty kiln that does ceramics. But maybe he'll sell enough pots and we can get a great big kiln and get it rewired. Because usually that's 220. But the one we have, the small one, is 110. Susie says, I have some of William's beautiful pottery. Yeah, he's getting good. And I think he gets real self-conscious about it. But I think not as much as he used to. But he's like, who's going to want this? And I was like, people will want to see what you have to make. And they'll want to support you. And I think that that's one of the most wonderful things is that our community is so supportive and help nurture him to make things and feel confident about making. And he has his own little thing now. So I think that's awesome. A lot of times um, we don't always get the encouragement that we would like in life. And I think this is a good thing for him that he's got his own kind of collectors and people who eagerly anticipate when he shows his work. And I think that's really wonderful. And that's given him a real sense of achievement and pride. And also, when folks buy his pots, then he could take more classes. Because it's affordable, but it's not inexpensive. And at one point, he was like, maybe I should just quit taking classes so that we could save money and stuff. And I was like, nope, we'll figure out a way. I'll teach more classes or do something so that you can keep going. So it really means a lot to both me and William when y'all find things of his that y'all like. And Susan says that she's in St. Louis. And Donna says 3 of her friends went and got sick. I'm abbreviating for y'all. Cheryl says, I love my William pottery collection. Oh, good. Amanda says, is Tucson an international event? Yes, people come from all over the world for it. And it's the largest collection that I'm aware of gem shows. And so it's not just one show. There's 42. I don't know I didn't do the count this year, but usually there's about 42 different shows happening all at once. Some of the things, they don't really apply to us. There's like Native American pottery and stuff, which I think is really cool, but we don't sell that primarily, so I generally skip that show. And there's also shows that like the AGATA. I don't know, a bunch of letters. But basically, they sell faceted stones that they sell at places like Zales and like diamonds and stuff. And one time I went because I was curious, and it took a while to get in. I had to have somebody vouch for us that we were actually a legitimate business. And then I had to send like 3 years worth of taxes to go in. And they had to run a background check and all this other stuff to get into the show. And when we rolled up, William didn't go, I went. They had like all these armed guards at every exit, and very fancy people. It was cool to see it, but I mean, the most inexpensive thing was like way more than what we could have afforded. But yeah, so there's a lot of shows that like they're fun and they have gem shows or gems and things, but they're not necessarily thing like bead shows. Ava Motherwell, who you may have remembered from one of the lives that we did a while ago, she came and visited and stayed with us, and she did that kind of a cross country tour and made our little shop one of the destinations she stopped at. She's one of the first people who started kind of the bead shows in Tucson. And there's always been beads there, but there wasn't like a big bead show presence. And then, as things go on, and as her show kind of filled up and kind of was at capacity, other shows started, and now there's a bunch of different bead shows. Now, some of those are retail shows, some of those are wholesale only shows, so you kind of have a big mixed bag. But it is an international event, and people come from all over the world. Vicky says, that sounds like a great place. I have never been to St. Louis. Is it warm there? Oh, y'all are talking amongst yourselves. Michelle says, I really think we will go to Tucson, to the Tucson Beat event soon. Well, that's good. Let me know before you plan, and I can give you some pointers. And if you don't have your business certificates and all that, it's good. I can give you like pointers of what to bring. Because some of the shows you can't get into unless you have your tax ID number, which I found out somebody was using our tax ID number that shouldn't have been. So, anyways, I got a friendly email from one of the shows that says, "Oh, thank you for attending the show," and I was like, "We didn't attend the show." And anyways, I'm not gonna go into that. Michelle says it's not that far from us. Yeah, folks come from LA area, and there's a couple different shows that I've been to where a lot of the people who own shops and stuff will go and they'll shop the shows and then they'll bring it back and they flip it, and it's a big thing. Vicky says, do you have to have a business license to attend the Tucson event? So not all of them. Some of them are retail. So off the top of my head, like 22nd Street is retail. They do have some wholesale if you have your vendor's license. Some shows are mixed shows. Ava's show, anybody can come in. You do have to sign in, but it's not the same. But some of the shows you do need your business license, otherwise you can't go in. Amanda says, I heard greenstones are plentiful in Tucson this year. Yeah, you never know. It's interesting to see what folks bring to the show. A lot of this also, you have to imagine this. So, a lot of these people are people who work directly with different distributors and manufacturers. So, like S-Word, Swarovski, they had their own show out there and they would have little classes, but mostly it was for folks who were their customers to go out there and meet with them and get to learn about the new line, and they give you samples, and they used to have a big party, and folks would crash the party. I used to design stuff for them back in the day, like jewelry and things, and I was in a couple of their competitions and won a bunch of little awards through them, and I worked for one of their 5-star dealers, Kay Godfrey. But anyway, so where was I going with that? So some of this stuff, which I think is really fascinating, because you're seeing a lot of stuff that's being made new for that year. So a lot of shows, they they start off, like the vendors, they start off there, and then they buy for the year, and then they pull stuff, and then they take it on the road and they show it. And maybe they have contacts which they can replenish stuff. But for a lot of stuff, you're really seeing a lot of the stuff fresh off the boat. And so it's really fascinating to see what sticks also, because sometimes things are a little bit, you never know. Like, it's like anything. It's like you can put something out that you think is like the coolest thing ever, and then the next thing you know, it's like flops. So it's always interesting to see what kind of catches, um, and also kind of navigate things. Now, Tucson is also historically a place where people go, and they kind of offload things too. So for me, I'm always interested in vintage stuff. So I have a couple different places that I go, and I know where to go. I know who to ask for. I know where to look. And when you go into like a booth display, all the new stuff is like front and center. It's right when you enter. It's like they want to sell that new stuff. But if you know how to like shop a booth, you'll know like go for like under the table in the back, kind of off to the side, and you can kind of find different things. And I'm pretty good at scanning a booth and figuring out where to get the best deals. So I used to take groups around, and show them some of the sources, but also how to shop a show. Because some folks, you'll all go to the first booth and spend all your money, and then you don't have anything, then it's almost like torture. Let's see. Amy says, I shopped Tucson through a friend. Yeah, I met your friend 2 years ago, I think. They're delightful. We ended up talking for like 2 hours. It was wild, and then they came back. But it was nice to see them. And we've had customers, or I've had customers, that I've known for years and years and years. So we would go to Tucson and see each other, and it would be good to see each other. Katney says, I've not been, but it seems like a big portion is wholesale only. Yeah, it's a big mix. And some of the wholesale shows you can go, but you just can't, they'll charge you retail. So, it's one of those things. Donna says, I follow a guy on YouTube named Lapidary Dave, and I got overwhelmed just watching his videos. Unbelievable stones and crystals. Yeah, so a lot of the stone dealers, they actually have their own warehouses there. And because they make so much money during the gem show, that it doesn't make sense for them to have like, to hold the stuff, because some of the stuff is super heavy, and it's expensive to transport it. So it's interesting to see how some of this stuff gets moved. But they do have people who, I mean, they have there's a couple different ports that work. There's a direct highway that goes across, and they haul stuff over on that, and they unload it, and then they have these warehouses. And some of those ones, they're intense. Now, what I will say is that there is a lot of psychology that goes into how people sell things in Tucson. So sometimes what will end up happening is you'll go and you'll walk a show and they'll have like one thing and it's like really prominently displayed and they'll be like, oh wow, that's it, that's, that this is the thing, this is the, and it's kind of real high price. And then like you buy it and then you walk back around and you think you got like all of it, and then you walk around and then an hour later and then it's back again. So you do, it's one of those things that there is like a scarcity mindset too. So some of the people, they have real sparse boots and you're like, how do they ever make any money? And what they don't tell you is they constantly replenish the stuff, and they have stuff that they, have hidden away and they bring out. So uh, don't get fooled when you go into a booth and there's not much in the booth, because sometimes they have like a secret stash. And but anyways, I'm spilling all the beans. Anne's watching. Hey, Anne. Katniss says it seems really overwhelming in general. It can be. Some of the shows are about the size of 5 football fields. They're big shows. They're not little shows. They used to have little shows all over the country, and basically, if there was a ballroom or a gymnasium empty one weekend, there was going to be a bead show there. But they have shows that are super, super duper big. And, some of the vendors, they work in conjunction with each other. So there's a lot of stuff that you'll see that's like repeats. Some of the vendors, they have huge kind of warehouses full of stuff that they bring in. Some of the pearl dealers, like this one pearl dealer, they take up the whole back end of one of the tents, and it's almost like a little city of pearls. And yeah, there is a lot of stuff. Um, it's really fun. I like it. I like the smaller, more manageable shows for the most part. My favorite show is the African Arts Village. That one, it's in a parking lot out in it's off of the main highway, but and it's outdoors and there's a lot of different variety. I always like to go. It feels almost like you're in another place. It's really wonderful. Um, and then there's a couple other shows that are really good that I like to go to. This is a crystal store near me, said people weren't buying as much in past years. Yeah, I think it's like anything, it's really impacted by the economy. But I also noticed, like the past couple years that we went, um, there was a big explosion of influencers who went out there. So there are people who they make their living kind of, selling lifestyle brands and stuff like that. And I know, and there's a lot of like kind of spiritual, like yoga and kind of introductory shamanic practices and, whatever. And there was I noticed tons of people like that out there the past couple of years. And you can always tell because they've always got the camera. And I'm one of them. I take people around, show people stuff. I don't show all the stuff because, you know, some things you got to keep to yourself so you can stay in business. But I'm always happy to shine a light on my friends and hopefully make them some money as well. So anyways, and says earlier last year I was waiting to schedule my annual visit to NYC to see what Ava would have to show there, but now that she has it scheduled, I don't want to fly. Oh no. Well, are you still gonna go, Anne? Um, I mean, this is a train possible. I've taken the train from New York City to Milwaukee. It took a long time and was not necessarily the most. I mean, it could have been more. Whenever you're like rushing to do stuff, that's always stressful. But yeah. Katney said her the wait time at restaurants was about 90 minutes. That's because they silly. Let me tell you. There is a way of doing it and there's a way of not doing it. So generally speaking, there's folks, they come and they're like, oh, I want to go hang out with my best friends. I never see it ever. And then so you get a table of 30 people. Let me just tell you from being a waiter back in the day, nobody likes to see that. Then you roll up with your posse of 30 friends and you're going to take all these tables up and then everybody wants to split the check and do all this stuff. That's how you get hungry and tired and you're going to be like, where's my food? I need to eat. Um, and there's like a couple of restaurants that are real popular because they're there every year and people go there every year. So don't do that. If you actually want to eat in a reasonable time, go off by yourself and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go and eat, and then we'll meet up." That's the way you do it. Get a small group together, maybe 2 or 3 of your friends. You go and you eat, and then you join the big group after they've waited for a couple hours to get their food. And then I hated splitting bills with people because there invariably there's like one time we went to this big get together and they're like, oh, let's all split. And I had like a salad because we went to this kind of fancy restaurant and I knew how much that cost. And when we split it up, it was like 3 times as much because some folks they like to live large and they get the Glenlivet and eating steaks and having 4 different kind of appetizers beforehand, and then you're like, "What? I just paid for their dinner," which is fine if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know that, then you're gonna get surprised. So I kind of like to keep it close, and then you go out after, and you can go and meet up with folks, and it's just as much fun. But you don't have to wait, and you don't have to pay for somebody else's dinner. So, yeah, those are the life lessons that you learn after a while. Answers Amanda, that's a thought I have to check to see how much extra time it would take to see if it would be feasible. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it takes longer. But I've taken that train line and it goes right across Pennsylvania. So we'll wave to you as you pass by. Donna says Tucson is on my bucket list, and I'm not an LLC. But you can still go. There are other shows that you can still go to. If you like the dusty, crusty stuff, Quartzsite is kind of where it kicks off. So Tucson happens after Quartzsite usually. So Quartzsite, um, if you watch Nomadland with Frances McDormand, you kind of get the flavor of it. It's kind of like the Wild West, y'all. And a bunch of like campers and RVs come. Um, and what it is they're trying to avoid the cold weather. And so this like town springs up out of nothing. And there's like one bar and there's like one restaurant of dubiousness. And then you can go there and it's it's pretty exciting. But then after that, then people will like buy stuff and then they'll take it down to Tucson and resell it. So that's another place that you can go. But it depends what you're shopping for also because not everything like if you're interested in like home decor stuff, they have shows there that are like a gift show. The Tucson, um, I think it's a gift show. I can't remember exactly what it is, but they have stuff, and it's like you can buy benches and headboards and all kinds of stuff. Marion says tacky behavior. Anna says, oh, Andrew, faux pas. And even if you do have a reservation, it still gums up the work, y'all. Julie says, must have reservations. Yeah, it also depends where you're going, because there's a couple different places that are kind of like the hidden gems. And you can go in and eat relatively inexpensively and eat well, and have a really great time. But there's like a couple places that are kind of like landmark places. So, like the Congress Hotel is right downtown, and back in the day people would stay there. I mean, they stayed at the hotel, and they would like that's where they would sleep. But it's kind of like a party place, so I don't know. But sometimes the reservations for that are extremely long, and the wait times are extremely long. So if you want to go, I would say go and beforehand, go somewhere else beforehand, and then go there and then hang out with folks, because you'll meet people from all over the world, and it's pretty interesting. Like one time I was there, and I met some opal miners, and they're telling me about their house, and they basically live in a hole in the ground, and I'm not joking. They kind of dug it out, and they have like a house that they live in the hole, and and that's how, I don't know exactly the reason why. Maybe it's because they've already got like the digging equipment, um but or maybe it's to keep it cooler, because some of those places it gets real hot. But they were telling me about how I was like, is that like a hobbit house? And they were like, kind of. So it's pretty interesting, the people that you'll meet. And I always like to preface this by saying, like, you kind of go in and kind of have not super high expectations, um, and then you'll be pleasantly delighted all the time. So if you think it's going to be like, if you go, but also like, if you know that it's going to be like, there's going to be a ton of people, there's over 1 million people that will come to the show. So throughout the whole entirety of it. And so the show is, like I said, it's 42 usually around their different shows are happening all at once. And it's not just one at like one weekend. It happens over the course of a month. There are people who are still out there, or have just gotten back. Um, it's one of those things that you gotta keep that in mind. So yeah. Julie says jogs, African Village, Kina, Casino are all open to the public. Yeah, jogs, you do have to register, and if you do have to register wholesale. Excuse me, if you want to get wholesale pricing, but it is open to the public. They actually have their own building, that they own, I guess, and it's there year round. The vendors aren't there year round, but they also started a fall show, and that's usually in September. And if you don't want like the wildness of having 1 million people, you can go to the smaller show. It is much smaller, and it's not the same vibe. And sometimes the deals, it just depends what you're shopping for too. Because sometimes, like, one year, Moldavite is expensive anyway, but one year it kind of blew up on TikTok, and the prices quadrupled. I mean, it was pretty intense to see. Um, the casino, I don't. You generally shop the casino because for various reasons, but I do try to support my friends, so I tend to meet up with them, and it's like. But anyways, but yeah, there's a bunch of shows, so you won't be starved for going to shows if you go, is what I'm trying to say. But there are shows that if you do have a license, you can get into and you get a little bit better pricing. Means I guess the train would take quite a bit longer. Cheryl says, I saw Ava's scheduled Milwaukee's whole bead show this June. Can't wait. Yeah, we were talking to Ava about maybe doing some of her shows. We'll see. Janet says, I found it overwhelming, but I managed to stay under budget. Yeah, I remember when you were there. If I it was probably about what, 2020 maybe. I want to say that it was that when we first met, before everything that, like, that was like I remember going to that show, and I was set up at the Viscount Inn and had a little table there, and it was Ava's show, and uh people were getting sick in Tucson, and people always get sick in Tucson, but people were getting real sick, like going to the hospital kind of sick. And they were getting mysterious diseases and stuff and getting quarantined, and people didn't know what was kind of going on, and there were like rumors of stuff happening, and then pretty much when we got back, I got home, and then shortly after everything shut down. So yeah, that was a pretty wild time. And so that would be so valuable to have a knowledgeable person to take one around Tucson. Yeah, I used to do that for different groups, and it was a lot of fun. I know Q Fam Gray, she also does it. She has, the thing is that you will meet people who have different interests and have different connections. So like, she takes people around and shows them stuff that, like, I don't really do. There are things that she shows that I don't really, get into. I also like more like artisan experiences. So like we would take people to different people's studios, and I feel like if you're in a place like Tucson, you should kind of soak up the vibe of Tucson. And we took them to this art opening for this goth art gallery that uh, the guy, his name is Daniel Diaz, and he does a lot of the public artwork for Tucson. So we went and we had a talk with him, and we got to hear about his process and see his space, and meet his wife at the time, and they were having a show, and it was great to meet some of the local artisans who were at that show. And then at one point, there's a place called Old Tucson, which is right next to the Tucson Museum of Art, and we arranged for them to do kind of a performance from uh, I can't remember the name of uh, the tribe, but it was they would do tribal dancing, and so they had these great big regalia, and they had feathers and beads, and they had the painted kind of different. Oh, I can't remember the name of them, but there are these creatures that are brightly colored, and they're hand painted and oftentimes hand embellished. And so, yeah, so we arranged that one year, and they did the whole kind of thing where they did kind of a performance for folks, and then they had a shop kind of available. Amy said lots of repeat products among vendors. Yeah, this year we try to restock a lot. So I kind of appreciate having like a consistent flow of certain things. But sometimes you're interested in different kinds of stuff, like new stuff. Julie said one Indian vendor got super aggressive selling to me. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's a lot. That is a thing. Some folks, um, they're from different parts of the world where some of they treat people differently. So some, you have to know how to navigate that. Like there are a couple places, like some of the dealers are not particularly great about, they're extremely, some of the vendors are extremely Muslim, and they don't particularly care for gay people. So I just know kind of like don't go around there. And I mean they're mostly fine, but they you do kind of get treated differently. Like we went to this one show with one of my friends, and she's blonde headed Midwestern kind of gal, and she got into a screaming match with one of the vendors, and yeah, it was real kind of uncomfortable. And yeah, so I mean, you just have to kind of navigate things. There's some people who are much more aggressive, and there are some folks who they carry the things that they have of their culture, and sometimes those are good things and sometimes those are less than good things. And you can meet people who are not necessarily a good match. Like I've been to some shows in rural parts of the country that were kind of like that, where people would kind of be nasty or whatever, and so you kind of have to adjust. So I'm sorry you experienced that. That's really unfortunate. Hopefully, you've been before, and I'm sure you'll be back, but hopefully that doesn't tarnish your image of the show. Kenny says, I heard there's a lot of that, or if not aggressive, then very persistent. I mean, yeah, I mean, it just depends. You just say no. And usually, or you just say you don't have any more money. And then that usually quiets things down because people, you know, realize that they're not going to make a sale. But there are a couple places that are much more aggressive. Like, I mean, that's like the culture, though. It's like there's like a haggling culture. I'm not great at the haggling culture. Some folks are like they excel at it. Like I went to this one booth when we first started the shop, and I went with one of our friends who had a store, and she's Chinese American, but she was born here, I think, and like her parents are white, but the vendors didn't know that, and so she got in there and she is like 3 cents, and like they were selling stuff for $2, and I thought that was a good deal, and she like 3 cents, and she got them down to 3 cents. I'm like, I'm with her. um and I think some of that is just like, maybe they're not making money off of that, but it's also like almost like a sport, to see how good somebody can kind of haggle. It makes me uncomfortable. But some people don't mind that and they like it. So um Julie said, yep, I kind of love it because I love a bargain. And Kenny says, yeah, I saw photos of people doing that, and some people duck out before the bill comes. Oh, for like food. Yeah, I've seen that. That's happened many times. And that's not my favorite. Again, one of the reasons why I try to kind of keep things down to a closer group. Since I agree having a knowledgeable person as a guide would be great, but I don't want anyone's secrets. My interests are pretty eclectic anyway. Yeah, I think if you are a guide for showing people around, then that's on you. You know, if you're gonna be silly riches and give up all your sources, then that's you. You know, I did make things where, like, some of the folks that we took them to, if they sold so much, they would give me a cut. And I told folks that too. I said, if y'all buy from this, then I get a cut. So, there are ways of navigating that. I mean, there's literally thousands and thousands and thousands of booths. So, you know, you if you are like feeling in danger that like that you're gonna like give away the house, you know, or whatever, I don't think you're gonna be at risk. I mean, unless you're like giving out your credit card information, like financial information, I don't know. Susan says, and I'm concerned about flying too. Scary times we're in. Oh yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's plane crashes seem like every day now. When I was driving down to North Carolina to take the workshop, there was this weird kind of like stop in traffic, and I was kind of at the front of the line, and so I could see that like there was a gap, and I was like, what's happening? I was like, is it the ice? And I couldn't see anything on the road, and if anything, the weather was getting worse the longer we were staying there. And I had William look kind of to try to see what was happening because I was in the car. Um, and he said it was right by one of the airports where I was driving by. So I don't know if that was because there was any kind of like, you know, emergency kind of situation. So um, Amanda says, is Tucson an alien town or am I thinking of somewhere else? Let me check something real quick because for some reason it said that my battery was almost dead and it's plugged in. So we'll see how long this goes. I don't really know what alien town means. Are you thinking of maybe Roswell? Like alien aliens? But there is a lot of like alien stuff, like that, because there's a big population of folks who come in who are they're into kind of like the sci-fi stuff. So Julie says quartzite is a trip. Yeah, it's a little bit Wild West. And it says you may be thinking of Roswell, New Mexico. Yeah, that's a big thing. Um and Michelle says, I want to enjoy the experience and see what all there is. Yeah, there's some great stuff to see. Um, and Amanda says, oh, yes, I remember now. Thanks. Desert like place. I must be real far behind in the comments. There is like a subgroup of folks, and there is a aviation museum that you can go to, and they have like old planes and stuff, and there's like a steampunk group that gets together. And I remember one year we took people out, and there's like an old um, it's out by Tombstone, and folks got all dressed up and we're out and doing stuff and taking pictures. Angela says hello friends. Hi Angela. Let me see. I'm gonna try to catch up because I'm real far behind. Marion says we have small gem shows with some beads, but mostly crystals and specimens. Since I love Hobbit House for my old age. One of our friends, she had a Hobbit house. She's living in Colorado, and they lived in a canyon, and had built a Hobbit house, and it was pretty cool from the pictures. But I guess they moved, and they actually moved into Tucson. Amanda says Hobbit house sounds great to me, built into the hill away from noisy cities. Yeah. My comments jumped. So And it says, what kind of stones do you have for us tonight? All kinds. And we're coming up on an hour, so I probably should flip it. Julie says, I spent 3 weekends in a row down there this year. Well, I hope you had a good time and you found lots of good things. It looked like you found a lot of really cool stuff. Amanda says, we have had gem and mineral shows in the fall, around 45 minutes away. It's quite decent. Katney says, I saw someone who is offering wholesale passes. Do those work for non-business owners? So here's the deal. If you are getting wholesale passes from somebody and you're not a wholesale dealer, then that is not most excellent, usually. And the reason why is that there are certain shows that are very where I mean there's not as many beach stores as there used to be, so it's not as big of a deal. But there are some folks who are very proprietary over their vendors, and so when people are offering access to those spaces, it can be problematic. And there are some people on Facebook in particular who are very anti that. I think, if I'm taking folks around, I want them to be able to access the places that I go to. But I do hope that people don't try to abuse that. And so whenever I take people around, I'm able to kind of vet the situation and know what kind of things are appropriate and what are not. But you kind of have to be careful with that because, for one, sometimes people try to scam you and they say, oh, this is like exclusive wholesale only, and then it's like twice as much as retail. And then they're like, oh, I'll give you 20% off, and then you end up, you know, going to another show down the street and paying retail and paying half as much. So you just kind of have to be mindful of that. Julie says, Ava's new location for her show is nice, way better parking than the space you were in with her. Yeah, that was a thing. It was right downtown and there was not very much parking. And so people get kind of not happy about that. Amanda says, would Tucson be a place for vintage items or not really? Yeah, and there are people who are specifically vintage dealers who go out there. And you have to be careful because some of the people, they charge a premium for stuff, which is fine. I mean, that's how they make a living. But some of the places are real high. Let me just say that. But there are also places like one of our vendors that we worked with for years and years, he'd just show up and he'd have all these dusty kind of cardboard boxes and he'd show, like, he'd pull them out and you'd you know, there you go. Let me see. My Beaded Bliss says, I have a question about a unique finding on your website. Are there groovy end connectors something you make? So the AG Fine Pewter line is a line that we own. We don't currently make them, but we're in the process of finding a new caster. So a couple years ago, we bought out an entire line from another business. And so we own all the molds and all the rights to produce these pieces. And we're the only places that I know of. I'm hoped nobody else has them because we paid a pretty penny for it. But we're the only people who should have it. If you see any knockoffs, please let me know. because we own all the rights and we have all the molds. We haven't found the right caster yet. There's a big, long story involved with that, but you know, that's that's a thing. It says aliens from outer space, like hot spot for a sighting. Yeah, I could see that. In Tucson, they have the lights are all different. So they have the old I can't remember the name of the lights, but they're more yellow lights. They're not the bright harsh LED lights, and it's to reduce the light pollution. So when you're in Tucson, you can see a lot more than some of the other areas around there, because they do try to limit light pollution. So I could imagine if you have, there's some really spectacular places. One of the things that we would try to do is go on little walks and stuff with folks. So there's an area called Sabino Canyon, which is a really magical place. And if you're not much of a hiker, they also have a little trolley that you can take to, because we know not everybody is like, uh, want to hike up a mountain. So they do have a trolley that goes up. One book that I kind of recommend if you kind of want a different take on Tucson, I love this book. It's a really lovely book. It's called The Woodwife by Terry Wendling. And she is a folklorist and kind of a researcher of fairy lore and magic and different things like that. And so she and another artist and author had a place out there where they had like a house that they brought all these different fantasy writers out to. So there are these books, and you'll read them, and you'll be like, why Tucson of all places? Why did they pick that as a location? And it's because a lot of that stuff was written in those spaces. So they have like their friends are like Brian Froud and Wendy Froud and Charles DeLint and um, uh, Charles Bess and a whole bunch of folks who are into the kind of urban fantasy and YA and that. So, anyways, I'm going to turn this around. My Beautiful says, I have never seen them before. Daniel Wicks featured them. I love them and will only order from you. Just glad to know it's yours. Yes, so that's our line. We're hopefully going to expand the line soon. And we bought a bunch of casting equipment so that we can work on the prototypes. And then as soon as we find the right caster, we'll start production again. But so right now we are working through the inventory that we had purchased. So there are limited quantities on certain designs. Like there's a bird that we had in the Radical Joy kit, and in some of the metal finishes, we only have a handful left. Jennifer is watching. Howdy, Jennifer. All right, I'm going to turn this around because we've been talking for over an hour, and we'll get going. Here we go. Marion says, I have heard of Terry Wentling and Charles DeLint, but not the Frouds. Oh, you know their work. So the Frouds, they did the art direction for Dark Crystal, and they had Lady Coddington's Press Fairy book, and are really amazing, talented artist. Wendy Froud, she's a doll maker. Boy, that's a mess. Let me see about this. This is not my favorite setup that we have going. So I think to start, I will show you the things I made while I was away. So you may have seen some of these things already. So this is a sugar fire. So the texture on there is on purpose. And usually when I do enamels, they're all super shiny, but I'm trying to play around with having this like sugar fire, and that gives that it the texture, and it's also slightly matte, so it can photograph pretty well. So I was super fortunate and was able to work with an artist named Charity Hall, and she's based out of Virginia, and really talented artist. I first learned about her through some different research. If y'all know me, I love stuff that's glow in the dark. So I read an article that she'd written about glow in the dark enamels. Um, and so these are, so that's how I found out about her initially. This is a Florida dollar orchid. The colors aren't exactly right, but um, so she's teaching at the John C. Campbell Folk School, and the thing that I kind of really wanted to learn from her was some of her line work technique. So she works with a crow quill pen. And so I've tried to use the crow quill on my own and had not excellent results, but I was able to learn from her and get kind of a better understanding of how to use it and the conditions, the right conditions to use it. And so we spent a week working together. There was a pretty small class, but we were all pretty productive. If you've never been to the John C. Campbell Folk School and are interested in taking an enameling workshop, they have a beautiful studio. They have top of the line kilns, and it's a really well appointed studio. Um, so yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you are interested in that. Donna says the colors are so vibrant. I love these. Yeah, I was able to get this one. I played around a little bit. This is with the different oils that you can use. This one's more shiny. I tried real hard to get that sugar fire on it, but it kept going. It just wanted to be shiny, so I let it be shiny. It's kind of more orange peel. See what I mean by orange peel? When you look at it in the light, you can see it's almost like this texture of an orange peel. So you have different firings that you can get when you're doing enameling. You can get what's called a sugar fire, which is kind of this matte finish that's got this kind of texture, and that's where it's fused, but it still retains kind of its granulation. Then you have a step called orange peel, and that's where those little granules start to melt, but they're still separated, so you get kind of that texture of an orange peel. And then you get fully fired, which is super glossy and smooth. And the next thing you have is overfired, and this one is the early stages of overfire, but and then I did this one. This probably needs a little bit more time in the kiln, but so yeah. Jennifer says the sugar fire surface is great for seeing the colors. It just depends. I think the gloss does have a way of bringing out some of the colors. It can like really pop the colors out, but then you also have to kind of combat with glare. I tend to go for more matte surfaces myself, so a lot of my paintings and collages and things, I seal everything with a matte sealer. And there's also this varnish that I mix in that is like a dead matte that gives it more matte. So I prefer matte, but I know some folks like shiny. Shiny has its place, but it's way harder to photograph. So I can understand the appeal of not doing it. And sugar fire is a little bit trickier to get. Um, I mean, once you know how to do it and you have enough experience, it's not super bad, but it is one of those things that you have to get the timing just right. Because if you go a second over, you get orange peel, and if you go a second over that, it's well, a couple seconds over that, then you get full fuse. So some of these, there's multiple layers of clear. The other thing is you have to get the layer of clear just right, because if you put too much, it can do kind of funny things, and if you don't put enough, it can do other funny things. So you just have to get it just right. So I started off making a bunch of pieces like this, and like this, and like this, and then I realized I was making a lot of work for myself, um, because, and you can, I don't know if you, I showed some pictures on Instagram. Of course, there's cat hair on my hands, but you didn't really get to see the detail of some of this stuff. Like, you can get real fine lines. I don't know if you can see how fine the lines are, but you can get real fine lines. But so I wasn't putting holes in my stuff at first. So um I was like, I'm gonna have to settle this. And then I wised up by the end. And then this purple shade, um, I'm trying to find this oxide. Uh, it's a ceramic oxide that makes this purple, and I'm gonna try to find it because I love that purple. And purple is a hard color for um, to get in the enamel paints. So then I have this startled looking strawberry. I did a whole series of different fruit with faces. My grandma used to have these plaques, these chalkboard plaques in her kitchen of fruits and vegetables with faces. I love the mushrooms. My beautiful says, "Oh, I love that feather. Wow." And then this mushroom, I don't know if you can see all the layers in that. I actually messed up on this one, but I saved it. Um, I overfired it, and but I was able to fix it. And my beaded bliss says, "Oh, that's that. How cute is that strawberry?" This is Mr. Barnaby. I don't know if you can see all the kind of the colors in there that I got. Somebody say I need to do pet portraits, and I don't know about that. You know, I am working on some commissions for pet portraits now, and it's taking way longer than it should. And then this one, do y'all know which mushroom this is? Supposedly it's edible. I've never eaten it, but I've made ink out of it, and it smelled terrible. And so especially love Mr. Barnaby. So I was pretty productive. Oh, this is kind of a Gilbert, but more stylized. This one's a Morale. This one is not. It's called an ink cap. And the cat's eyes. See? I don't know if y'all can see that very good. Susan said, and Vicky said, nice collection, pretty nice collection. And Susan says, I love all your new work, especially love the feather and of course the kitties. And then this one, I had an idea that I was going to make like a background. And let me see if I can draw it. So I would have it like have like a background like this, and then I would have the pin back be on the back, and this would be like grass or like little flowers or other little mushrooms, and I was going to do this in like cut metal, and then I would have this and then rivet this on, and then it would be like that. But then I didn't like the painting, so whatever. I may do that again, but have a different thing, different idea for that. Michelle says the smiling mushrooms are so cute. Love everything. Jennifer says I can see it all went really well. Thanks for sharing your work. It didn't go well. There's a piece that I didn't show in here, and that's locked up in my my box, my toolbox. And I was really struggled with it. I don't know if it was the mixing of the colors or I didn't really plan out the creature, but it was just not looking good. So I didn't include it in my little show and tell. And so I love the little squash blossom. This one is supposed to be a chanterelle. And then this one is like an earth star. And then one of them is an amethyst deceiver. And then one of them is an amanita. And then this one is made up. And then, yeah, this one's one of my favorites. Oh, so this looks like a startled. It's like, what's happening? What's happening with myself? And then, yeah, so I had fun. And I learned a lot. But it went by way too quick, is what I'm gonna say. Way too quick. It seemed like I laid in the bed, rolled over, and got up, and it was almost over. And really, we went by so quick, and there's all this programming too, so that you also can do. So they have like concerts in the evenings, and they have this stuff called contra, which is like line dancing. And they have like these different things that you can do. Like if you get up real early in the morning, you can go and you can sing together. Singing is a really big thing there, and I'm not a public singer. I'll sing to my cats all day, but I'm not going to do it in front of people. And so, yeah, so singing is a really big thing there, and so is like performance. So it's really interesting because it's not just like painting, not just like sculpting or ceramics or metal. They also have like cooking classes, and they have drum playing that you can go to, and you can make your own guitar. I always say guitar, and I know that's not good, but anyway, so you can make your own guitar, and yeah, it was a very diverse kind of scheduling of different programs. So I worked with Charity Hall and had a good time. And yeah, so I was pretty productive. Can you believe this is all one sheet of copper? I know. All one sheet of copper. But I'm cut it all out. So what you do is for this is the way that I got that is I cut it into little squares, and then I use basically they're not these, but they're like shears that are like scissors, and then you can cut them. That's the way I like to cut my blanks, because I don't like things to be like perfectly round or perfectly oval. I like things to have a little bit of wonkiness to them. Not wonkiness, but a little bit more organic, so that you can tell that it's like artisan made. One thing I do regret is that I didn't sign anything. So I'm going to have to think about how I can sign these. I don't want to fire them again, because the more times you fire it, the more kind of problems can happen. So I don't know. Well, I'll have to think about that. But there are things like there are like these oven pens that you can like write on glass. And then some of them, I don't know, I'll probably won't sell. Like I probably won't sell this. But some of the other ones I might. And then like this one, I'll probably make a setting for it. And then I can stamp the setting. So you get to know who made it. So years later, you can find out who they can have like their own little mystery of who made what. So that's what I made. Since that's a lot of work from one sheet of copper. Yeah, and I did end up with some copper scrap, so I'm gonna end up melting it down and making. I think I'm gonna mix in some silver and make some shibuichi cheat. Um, and I'll do some different things with that. So yeah, I was super productive, I think. I try to get all of my pieces done. So I feel like there's one piece that I didn't do, but I got the enamel on it. So there's two more actually, because there's that creature that I got rid of or didn't show. And then there's the other one. I wonder if William is almost here, because it would be nice if I could show you his pottery, and then we could go into the gem show, because it's harder to do gem show just one person. I mean, people do it all the time, but it is harder. So if William is watching, I hope he's almost here. I don't know how the roads are though, so there's that. I don't want him to rush if it's gonna mean he's gonna get busted up. So, and maybe we'll do a little tutorial in between. How about that? Space filler. Not really space filler, but you know, kind of space filler. I'm gonna put these away so that I don't accidentally scratch the heck out of them. Now this one, I think I'm gonna have to put in the kiln again. And that one, like King Kong size, won't fit, but that's all right. But this one's fully fused. Well, maybe. That's like just in between orange peel and fully fused. But I had a good time at the folk school. If you're interested in that particular type of learning, I would definitely recommend it because it's a little bit different. Like they have this thing where like their motto is like I sing before the plow or something, and it's about like finding joy in the work you do. um but also they have a thing that's like a non-competitive motto, so you don't compete with the other students and you don't compete with yourself. And so that's really a cool thing. Not all schools are like that. Some of the schools are a little bit more competitive, and they design it to be competitive. And then and then there's also a motto of like kindness. And so, and then they specifically say it's not just being kind to each other, but also being kind to yourself. And I can be super hypercritical of myself, especially when I'm learning a new thing. So it was really nice for me to kind of have that messaging like constantly through the background about, you know, being kind to yourself and not beating yourself up if something's not perfect. Because I can be a little bit hard on myself. It really is nice when you can have that. William says, I'm heading to the cottage to fill the heater right now. I guess we're doing a tutorial, y'all. So here are some of the tourmalines that I picked for myself. Aren't these juicy? These are ones I picked for myself. If you saw some from yesterday, then you may have gotten the sister brother strands on these. But I like beads too, so I picked stuff out for myself. Um, and these are real particularly juicy. My camera is not as good as William's camera, I think. So his makes them look extra juicy. Mine, not as much, but I don't care. Whatever. So I think we'll do something with these. I particularly like these big ones. I like these little ones too, but these great big honkers, I like it. Um, that's probably not the right words to be using, but I don't care. I'm bewitched by these. So I do sometimes is I do these real simple earrings, and I call them Karen earrings, and it's not Karen like the Karen, like that kind of Karen, but like Karen, like the find the trail kind of Karen, the stack of rocks. So what I do is this is really good to do during the day when you have better light, because then you can kind of see the gradations of color a little bit easier. So for one, I look at my strand and I see where there's kind of duplicates. So I know there's black here, there's kind of this clear color here, there's kind of this brown color here, pink, green, pink, kind of blues. So to get them the most color variation, probably is right here. So that's kind of like the rainbow color. And I will do make kind of groupings. So I'll get one little black one, and then I kind of want to go from this kind of like cool colors up. So maybe a green. So black, green, kind of a lighter green, a blue, and maybe a blue to that. I don't know. Let's see. And then maybe a brown. And let's see, that warms up. So there'll be a yellow into the green. And then I'll put a pink. So we'll see. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Amy wrote it out. And so CAIRN. And so that's the word I'm trying to say. So I like these, that kind of color gradation. And I try to when I'm making like a little collection, I will kind of lay things out and see how they go. Some of these, it's not a perfect rainbow because I don't have all the different colors, but that's all right. But this is what they call high grading, is when you kind of pick the colors and you pick off the best ones, and they're all pretty juicy. So, it's not like there is a bad one on the bunch. Now, I do have to go in with this knowing that some of these probably the holes may be too small down the road. So, I do have to keep that in the back of my mind as like a potential of like them being a little bit, the holes are a little bit smaller maybe. So that way I'm not disappointed, because sometimes it gets real frustrating when you try to strand something up and it doesn't want to strand up because it's got an itty bitty micro tiny hole. These are, they're cut in India, so sometimes the holes tend to be on the smaller side. But for the most part, I haven't had any problems with these. So I know that probably wasn't the most ringing of endorsements, but it's pretty accurate in the sense that I haven't had any problems. So, you know, that's one thing. But I also, if something is too small for the wire that I'm trying to fit in, I'll try to account for that. And I love these little mini rainbows. Marion says, Karen is a family name, not a pejorative to me. Well, that's good. Nowadays, one of the common kind of colloquial references is somebody who's real, unfortunately demanding in an unrealistic way. This one's a particularly good one. It looks black, but it's not. It's like a super intense green. So there's that. Whoop. So yeah, so I'm gonna go and I think that's one of the cool things about language, at least as far as I'm concerned, is that as long as you know what the other person is trying to communicate, then that's good. You know, that's how we kind of grow and learn from each other. And I'll put that there. And so here we go. Yeah, I like these. I particularly like these. I think they're very juicy. They're very gemmy. I love the colors. Supposedly these are all natural. So that's nice. I might have enough left over to do just black. A little thing of black ones. And supposedly the black ones are supposed to keep away kind of negative energy. But that blue one is so pretty. I don't know if you can see it. You can, I mean, there's this weird funky shadow. We need a light in every corner, but you get to see all that. I'm going to keep that one just for myself, maybe. And then you have these little leftover black ones. Now, the black ones, sometimes they used to throw those away, believe it or not. Because the people, they only wanted like the bright, like technicolored ones. Maybe I'll put it like this. So just one left over. But you never know. So we might end up with one that has, it's too, the hole is too small. And I don't like to force things through. There are bead reamers out there that you can get. I I don't know. I tend to not use those because there's a lot of chipping that goes on. I just hold aside the stuff that I'm going to use for other kind of other projects. And so that's what I do. I know some folks, they want to like, they're going to use every bead on the strand, whether it wants to be used or not. And I just kind of feel like that's a recipe for frustration. So I know it fits on at least this string because that's how it came. So I know it fits on some kind of string. So that's how I kind of get away from the frustration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some ear wires, maybe. Let me think about this. Maybe ear wires. I kind of want to do maybe a little rainbow wrap bracelet, but we'll see. Because I don't know. That would make a really cute little wrap bracelet. But I kind of am in the mood to stitch too, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just know that I love those tourmalines and I want to use them in some way. So one thing that I like to do is I will keep a piece of soft flex off to the side for myself. And I use that to kind of test the hole size on stuff. Jennifer says wrap around a hoop. Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of into. So I test the size. And that fits. Let me see if it fits. And this may seem incredibly redundant and repetitive, but I think it's one of those things that can save you a lot of frustration if you go through and you test the hole size beforehand before you put it in the design. Because sometimes if the hole is a little bit smaller and then you try to force the wire or whatever through, sometimes what can happen is things can break. And I hate to break beads. So let me see if this one will fit. And sometimes it's a real frustrating when you're trying to like string stuff up and it doesn't want to work out. So like this one doesn't necessarily want to go through. So sometimes the holes are not always evenly drilled in that way, and that's fine. That one can live by itself. It doesn't need to be included, at least in this little design that I've got going. But this is a quick way that you can kind of test hole sizes and see if it'll work. And generally speaking, these are pretty good hole sizes. So that's good. Sometimes I get so frustrated. Back in the day, they would get so tight. But I like that. That looks pretty. So maybe this looks a little bit discombobulated, but I kind of like it. So I'll put this off to the side, and I know that these all fit. And the way that I'm putting this down, I'm not going to want to repeat my work, so I'm just going to lay this out the way they come off the strand, and then that's pretty good. But since I've got this soft flex out, I kind of am in the mood to use it. Now, one thing I will say is if you use it, so I've got this, and look, it's kinked up. Just cut this off and pitch it in the trash, because if you use this kinked out soft flex, it may look fine at first, but what will happen, especially with smaller beads, is you'll see the kink. So I, generally speaking, will cut that off and just use some fresh, because you don't necessarily want to spend all this time stringing up all these beads and then it doesn't fit. So I do have some little metal spacers. These are size 8 metal spacers. I might use some of those in my project today. So I love these metal seed beads. I love metal seed beads, y'all. So I'll start off by maybe putting this, and then we'll string up this juicy little nugget. And then, one of the things I love about string is that it's a very mindful thing. You can kind of slow down and kind of be in that space. Life nowadays can be awfully hectic. And so I always go back to stringing. I love stringing. It's something that I've always kind of enjoyed. I used to write for a stringing magazine back in the day. And, it's one of my loves. I came to bead weaving kind of late in life, later in life. It's not late, like I'm about to die kind of late, but so I came to bead weaving later. But I always loved stringing. I mean, there's something to be said about putting something on some kind of cord, putting a bead on a cord that just harkens back through the millennia, that connects us to something greater than ourselves, I think. They say that beads are the oldest marker of civilization, even before written language, before pottery, even, or even cave paintings. They have things that predate that. And they're in every culture around the world throughout all of human history. And I think that's something, that says something. It says that no matter who we are, where we want to say something with body adornment. And beads are one of the ways to do that. So I think that's very special. And I feel very honored to be a part of that and that long history that stretches back. So I think that's really cute. And this is metal seed beads are not a cheap date. No, but I have a bead store, so I got the hook up. I do have them. These ones, I got them for like $4 back in the day. So, you know, but you can use glass if you wanted to. They have some galvanized ones that are really pretty. I just like the look and feel of the metal. So that's me. But I'm going to string this up and we're going to kind of do this. I know y'all are probably like, oh my gosh, I've seen beads being strung before. But it's nice if you're working on a project, that'd be nice. Can work together. And then that hole is a little bit small. But I think this is nice because you're actually seeing the beads being used that we're trying to sell. And then you're not getting this expectation that, you can actually see a finished project maybe. Sometimes we sell stuff and you don't necessarily see that. So I think it's nice. Michelle says, I use seed beads. Yeah, I use seed beads too. Um, but I like that glint of the metal. And, um, you know, but I do think using seed beads is a nice way to inject a pop of color too. I know that Julie, if she's still watching, she uses a lot of neon seed beads, and it's a great way to kind of like inject a little bit of life into some beads that may not be as exciting on their own, but you put a little razzle dazzle in between, and you get a little bit something a little bit more vibrant. You can also play with different kind of contrasting colors to make things pop. You can make it's a great way to do that. I do like to use soft wax. It has a nice supple drape to it, and I'm a big fan of it and have been for a long time. So just keep that in there. Jennifer says, I like little African brass seed beads. Yeah, those are also great if you have those. They're really wonderful spacers. I tend to hoard them. Julie says, yep, I'm here. Love the neon. Yeah, I think you're a great example of somebody doing some really cool stuff with like neons and bright design. Deb Love, her, Deb Flores, she does some stuff that with some bright colors like that too, which is really lovely. Michelle says, I do the same. I use neon delicas with other beads. Yeah, it is a really lovely way to inject a little bit of color. One thing I will say about delicas is that they are more tubular in shape. And so sometimes when you have, when you're working with stuff like barrel beads or kind of these kind of faceted rondelle kind of shapes, you can have some chipping going on. So I tend to like to intersperse kind of more rounded shaped beads, the rocals, if I am using seed beads. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's the end of the world if you do or whatever, but, you do you. I'm not going to tell somebody not to do something. But I have noticed that sometimes if you put a flat against a flat, there will be extra chipping. So, I don't want to have stuff chip. So I tend not to do that if I can. But also, it comes into the idea of tension and play too. So if you have stuff that's real too tight, then you're going to want to have to not have that be an issue either. So, because that is another area where, I mean, it's all a little bit of design stuff, right? Like, so there's all these different little factors that sometimes we think about and sometimes, we don't. Um, Julia says, thank you, Andrew. Deb is my close buddy. Oh, good. Yeah, Deb is, I like her a lot. One time I was at a show for Beads of Courage, and it was kind of a lot. I don't know. It was cold outside, and I don't usually do outdoor shows. And she stayed with me the whole day, and it was such a nice little treat to get to hang out with her. And I don't really get to see her as much as I used to, but she's a delightful person. My Beaded Bliss says, Deb loves bold, chunky, and seed beads. She is a fabulous designer. I love watching her. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Hello.
William's here, so I can stop stringing beads. No, I'll still string some beads.
You gotta string some beads.
And then y'all can be bewitched by my talking. This one technically fits, but I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to hold that off for my own little particular use. Bobby says, thank you for the info. Marion says, hi, William.
Hello, everybody.
And Julie says, she really is. Yeah. There's good people, and I like her. I like this antique kind of brass color, y'all. I like gold. I'm not going to. My new shoes are gold. Did you know my new shoes are gold?
I haven't seen your new shoes yet.
I haven't seen my new shoes. They're buried somewhere under the packages.
Mm-hmm.
My soles on my Converses, all my shoes are gold now, by the way. This is before any kind of political stuff. So just so you all know, that's not why I got gold shoes. They're not from that person. So just so you know. And if you do like those, I don't like them because they have too much going on. So, anyways, so my mom, she had these gold platforms, and I love them. She would walk differently. She would start like kind of dancing when she wore them. She would light up. And when my brother disappeared, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but my brother disappeared for over 22 years. But when he disappeared, we didn't know if he was alive or dead. And so it was kind of hard. And like my mom didn't know right away that he was missing, which is another thing. Like, my parents come from a generation where they like to keep secrets. And so my dad tried to like keep a secret from her and didn't want to tell her that my brother was missing. even though we knew because our brother told us that he was leaving. My brother. And so, anyways, so there were some dark days after he left, and it kind of tore our family apart in a lot of ways. And if he's watching, he knows. I've already told him. Thanks, Andrew, right? But anyway, so sometimes she would take and put on these gold shoes, and for just a little while, she'd be happy. And I love the gold shoes, and I wanted to wear them, but because they were platforms, and I was a boy, they were forbidden. I was not allowed to wear the gold shoes. And so I was like, oh my gosh, whatever. So they were kind of like the forbidden thing to me. And so now I'm a grown ass adult and I can do whatever I want. So I bought myself some gold shoes and I wore the heck out of them. And then I got replacement of the same brand. I thought I was going to wear that same brand until the day I died. But then they stopped making them. So now I have different gold shoes. I got some other gold shoes and they extra pinchy. So I'm never going to wear that business again. I might as well just try to sell them or pitch them in the river because they're just too tight. And my feet were getting like, they were like, what are you doing? I thought you liked us. And then, so anyways, like I have gold Crocs now, but the ones, I got some Nikes and they're gold. So hopefully they're,
That's what you got this time?
supposedly these are supposed to be like the most comfortable for people with like wide flat feet. Thanks, Mom. But I can walk on sand. I know. I need to blow my nose so bad. I'm like on spotlight. I could never be a stage performer. It would just be this nasty, slobbery mess of sneezing.
Going to mute
And,
everybody.
huh?
So mute and then blow your nose.
I'm not muting. Enjoy that. You're welcome. So yeah. Donna says, I love antique brass soft wax. Yeah, I like that one too. Cheryl says, hi, William. Andrew has been a delight tonight.
Oh, good.
Aren't I always a delight? No, I'm not.
Maybe he needs to do more lives.
No, I do the live every night.
Behind the camera. Just
every night? No.
Nah.
You're so good at it, William. I don't want to take away from your sense of self-confidence.
Oh, you're so nice.
I want to empower you and lift you up.
You're so nice.
See, I'm getting praised left, right, and center, y'all. Now, this is probably too long.
How many people are watching tonight?
We got up in the 30s. We're down to 26 right now.
That's good for Wednesday night.
I know, usually nobody watches this on Wednesday, so that's the day. That's why I take the slow day. But we seem to be having people watching, so.
Good.
And it says, because you are the golden daddy. You know, there's other reasons of that. And I'll tell y'all maybe that story another day. But it involves my time in New York City. And on that cliff note, that's not really a cliff note, is it? Teaser? What do you call that? Trauma? I also think that I'm allergic to our cats, but I don't care. So there's also that. Marian says it is a cliffhanger. I'm not done talking yet. I'm not out of beads. But I don't want to tell that story tonight, so William's here.
What?
Don't worry about it, William. Because I'm like barely breathing. Don't worry about it, William. Barely Breathing. That's another New York story.
That's a song.
I know. I followed Duncan Sheik like it was my job. And he really was into pie. This is before he went on Broadway. He didn't go on the Broadway, but he started writing music for Broadway. And then he was doing these like supper clubs and stuff like all over Long Island. And so he takes a train out. And he was like, "Where's the pie?" And I was like, "I feel you." Marion says, "I want to see the Gemstones, but I do have to get up at 4:30. All right, I'll be done in a second. I'm almost done. So what I'm going to do off camera, y'all know how to crimp. I'm going to make this into a little bracelet. This may be too long. I'm going to have to take some off. Here, get over here, William.
Get over here.
See how loving I am?
Get over here, William. What am I getting over there for?
Measure your wrist.
Oh. I was replacing you.
That too. Lena says, "Used to love him." Yeah, me too.
Don't anymore?
You know, he doesn't come out with anything new for a while, so you know, out of sight, out of mind. One thing I do, I wrap this around my fingers like so. Make sure it's not too tight, because if it's too tight, then the beads is gonna bust. Oh, perfect. And that's the perfect length. Marion says, "Love who?" Duncan Sheik, yo. All right, I'm gonna get out the way and blow my nose in privacy. Y'all don't want to see my snot rag. I'm gonna hide that. I'm gonna scoop this up.
Blow my nose in privacy.
And I'm ready.
Can't wait for it.
I'm so ready.
I can scoop that up.
Yeah, but you don't. I'm not talking smack, but he don't. He goes smack. Like this. He pushes
that. That sounded smack-like.
Well.
Smack.
All right, smack adjacent.
Smack.
Smack adjacent. Well, good. Accurate.
Smack adjacent. In the area of smack.
All right, let me blow my nose and he's gonna show you some pots.
I made some things. Oh, hello, y'all. Hello, everybody. Okay, first, I don't know if he did this, but I'm gonna clean this lens. Oh, so much better, huh? So much better. Less. There we go. All right. Now, I made some pots, y'all. This is the first one. I'm continuing playing around with my runny glaze, forcing the glazes to run, and also playing around with the engobes. And the engobes are these matte portions. So there's an engobe here and here and here. And what I've found, what I've been playing around with for these, is that the engobes often stop the glazes from running. So I played around with this to see. I started an engobe up here, I put a second one here and a third one down here to see what would happen when I really piled on the glaze. And it mostly broke over this one. There's some that stopped along this one. Some of them came through here, but it took a lot of this glaze. You can see it came here and then it flowed, and when it finally came together, it was able to flow over that piece of engobe. This one had enough going on it. And so this one, I really like this one. This is Cosmic Oil Spot, which is this very shiny metallic one that's dripping over everything. Cosmic Oil Spot is the name of that. This is green tea, and this is smoke down here. And so I combine those glazes, and this is a light. There's a oh, I just blanked on it. Flux, light flux across here. And flux creates more movement. So it helps these layers. I put a lot of layers. I put actually really thick layers of glaze. And the flux helps them move. So that's one. And then I played around with this one. So this one has the engobe going up in sections around here, and I did this in stripes in four sections, so in kind of a cross. If you were looking at it this way, they're here and here and here and here. And then I used, there's actually there's the smoke and the green tea, smoke, and the cosmic oil again on this one in these little lines across here. And then the flux is on top of that one. And that's the green tea on the inside again. And so you get this, the flux reacted more with this one, I think, than this one, because you got more of this light color dripping down. But again, it did not drip, even though these are really thick coats, it did not drip into the engobe. It really doesn't like to flow into the engobe, which I'm trying to play around. Today I made one that has engobe polka dots around it, and I'm doing the glaze in patterns around it to see if it will run around those polka dots more often than not, or what's going to happen. And then the last one I did is this one. Now this one ended up with cracks in it. So I will probably either keep this one or sell it if somebody wants it at a lower price for like a planter or a potter, or for a pot plant. But you can see there's a crack that came through, and the glaze did not cover that crack. It came through there, unfortunately. But I really like the colors that I got on this. And this one, I did half of it, or over half of it, in the engobe at the bottom, and then no engobe here, except for this tiny line across the bottom, because I wanted to stop the glaze from coming all the way down to the bottom. So I really like the way this one combined with the green tea at the top, the cosmic oil spot, and the smoke here at the bottom. And so that's the inside of that one. So that's kind of, it's kind of a new direction I'm going in, to play more with the glazes, and to I really like this drippy, runny look on things. So I'm starting to play around with that a little bit more. And it takes a lot longer. So I'm only getting a few items done. Today, I only got 2 items glazed in the time that I was there. Where normally I at least get 3 done, but I only got 2 done today because I was playing so much with those polka dots, and you have to very carefully glaze around them, and just to see. But I'm experimenting to see with what happens and how these all work out. But I'm really happy with these. Really happy with these. Jermaine says, do you think that the half and half glazing caused the crack? No. No, I know for a fact it did not. This is probably an effect from, it's a slightly heavier bottom. And so I think it just dried at different times. When you have something that's pretty thick, whenever it dries, if it doesn't dry evenly, it creates cracks like that. So sometimes by putting enough glaze inside, you can cover over that crack. But I didn't use a thick. I tried to make it thick on the inside, but it's not thick enough that it closed over that. Michelle says it looks like a set. That's really cool. Yeah, I used almost these two have the black engobe. Oop, this one has the brown, which I really like the brown. I like them both.
That as a planter.
That's what I said. If I sell it, I'll sell it as a little bit less price as a planter. I might just keep it. We can use planters around here all the time.
We'll drill a hole, bro.
Yeah.
I got a diamond there.
But it's a big crack. Like this crack is all the way across here. So that's
Up 5 succulents.
yeah, that's what I say. We'll use it. Nothing else. But so that's kind of the new way I'm going and playing around with stuff today. Like I said, I did one with polka dots with the engobe and some different glazes around it. I used the cosmic oil spot again because I love this shiny metallic. And my pottery teacher said she's never really seen it come out like this. It usually comes out more of like just a brown color, but not gotten this metallic. So I think I'm piling it on enough that it's doing that.
You think that it has manganese in it?
I don't know, maybe, but it gets very silvery. So I used that again today, but I think I used that again today, but that's the only one I reused today. And I used it with with that gold metallic that I used the other day in one of my other ones, and with a turquoise. So I'm excited to see how that comes out. And then I had two of them. I did another one. It's my favorite pot so far. And I actually did it in blue, a black engobe across the bottom, and then a line of light blue, and then a line of speckly blue, and then a very dark blue on the inside. So I'm excited to see how that comes out. I didn't use any flux to force running on these ones today, so we'll see what happens. Michelle says use it for beads. You could. It's big though. It's pretty big for beads. It's a nice size for a little succulent or a little plant, though. So yeah, those are the ones I made for today, or just got back today. Thanks. They're more experimental than some of my other ones, but I like them. I like how they came out.
Maybe make some room.
Oh. Make some room. What?
What's all this?
People's packed things.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get. Are you on the different camera?
I don't know.
No, you're on the regular camera. You're just so far away. It's so weird. Not used to that.
You can switch cameras if you want. So
no, I cleaned the lens though, so it's a lot clearer.
Oh, you don't like that gentle haze?
No, that gentle haze doesn't do it for me.
I kind of like it.
Give me one of those.
It's like a romance novel.
There should be plastic bags, I think, down there. Are there? Is that a plastic? What's in the yellow one right there? Those aren't plastic bags.
Occupado.
Oh, I brought a bunch in.
Occupied. Use this.
Use this.
So he's just packing orders right now. Not packing orders. But
I'm packing some orders while we're live here. No, these are.
I saw somebody. You watched the thing that somebody folded my clothes.
Right.
She did her laundry. I said, is something supposed to happen? And he was like, no, you just watch her fold her clothes.
That's a vlog. It's a daily life vlog. You don't know about those?
You know what? I have enough of my own clothes to fold. I don't need to watch.
Oh. All right.
And one got affronted.
Did I?
Uh-huh.
I don't usually get that affronted by talking about other people's videos.
Yeah, well. What is this? This is my handwriting.
I know, it's your handwriting. I keep your little papers you leave here.
Oh. I was like, what is this? I thought this is some kind of like incantation or something. It's the quotes from the pendants. I was like, what's this?
Okay, you can go down here with these ones.
Are those not claimed?
Right, those are all available still.
All right. What do y'all want tonight?
All right.
Talk about that.
You didn't talk about that the whole time?
No, we were busy.
Oh.
I wish it was imparting love and life.
Love and life. Oh, do you have the Instagram going?
No.
Oh, you didn't get that going?
I can't figure it out, so.
It's hard with your phone. You have to send a text message to yourself.
Well, there you go. That's why.
Right? Okay. Let's get this up. Clear that out. Don't need that. Don't have Instagram, just need email. Check our junk. That's not the junk. Where's the junk? This is the junk. That's not the junk. Where is it? Down here. Okay. Trash it. All right. Let's see. What do you want to see?
Was that from last week? Somebody's wondering about that.
No, that's from later today. Earlier today. I gotta look.
All right. What do you want? Do a finger dance. What number are we on?
What do we end up? We're 71? Kink 71?
AZ 71.
AZ, yes, 71.
So did you tell them about your day?
No, not really. How was everybody else's day? My day was busy. I had to go to my mom's to drop off some wood pellets, and I picked up, she's watching my brother's kids for a little bit while he's recovering. He's still in the hospital. And so I went and picked up some groceries for her because with all the kids, it's hard for her to pack them all up and take them. So I picked up some groceries that she needed and got wooden pellets because she has a pellet stove in her house, and ended up going there and to the grocery store, dropped them off to her, spent some time talking with her, catching up about what's going on with my brother still. And
It's kind of optimistic.
It is. It seems like he's on the coming around good side of things now, which is good. Like I said, I've not talked too much about it because it's not my place to tell the world his business, but it was it ended up being a lot scarier than I realized it was for him and what could have been. So, and I text messaged him a little bit today, and
How's he doing? Is he doing all right?
he's doing all right. He just, yeah, he seems to be okay and in better spirits. And so I did that, and was up to the cottage a few times to do some stuff. And I just got back from there. I had to fill up the pellet stove again, make sure it's full for the night and for the early morning. And I don't want it to run out because it is cold here. It was 8 degrees up there. I don't know what it's saying 14 here. The car registered 8 up at the cottage. It's always colder up there, which seems weird because it's only about 15 minutes away, but it's much colder there than here. Cheryl's asking, any citrine or yellows tonight?
There can be.
There can be, he says. There can be. If you missed any of these from the previous 2 nights, make sure you check our replay. We've had some beautiful, beautiful things. We had those beautiful strands of citrine the other night. I don't know if they all sold or not.
There is a strand of citrine, the end time. The 100 and something.
Yeah, that was the one, and
That's fancy.
I can't think of if it sold or not. I don't even know where everything is now. I just plopped it all over here. But anyway, Variance says microclimates are a thing. They are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Aren't these pretty?
These are pretty. This is a long strand too.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful labradorite drops. 1 strand available. Andrew priced it good for you all. $50.
Yeah, this is a good year for labradorite. Some years are missed, but this one is good year for it, it seems. The flash on this is real pretty, right? Real intense blue.
Yeah, it is. Anna's asking for blue and green again tonight.
Well, there's blue flash on the labradorite.
There it is, right?
And how much were these squares in the old, was it for day one?
I don't know if they're the same size strand or not.
Yeah.
What's that? I think that citrine may have sold. I don't know. Anyway. Sue says, keeping fingers crossed your brother recovers quickly. Yeah, normally like they send people home pretty quick on some of these stuff nowadays, but he's not going home yet. So he's got some. Yeah, I'm sure.
I know it's stressful for you.
It is stressful. It has been stressful. I don't get to see him very much, even though he doesn't live that far away. But they're always super busy, so we don't get to hang out too much. But it's always nice when we do, and we have a pretty good relationship. I mean, it's not, like I said, we don't talk all the time, but
He's your little brother.
Yeah, he is my little brother. I've not always been the best big brother, but
What do you do?
I don't know. I was not always nice as a kid, but who is, I guess, right? Let me see here. This one is 12 millimeters by 12 millimeters. And this strand is a nice long 9.5-inch strand of beautiful high grade. That's like a AAA grade.
Did you get to
Labradorite.
see the kids today?
I saw Noah, our nephew. Luke was sleeping. He was taking a nap. The baby. And not such a baby anymore. But he was napping. And then our niece was at school. Noah does remote schooling.
I thought you were school.
They were for a while, and then he wanted to do remote. I think it just works with all his sports and stuff. It works better that he's remote schooling. Marianne says, I didn't always get along with my brother. Yeah, we didn't know. We were very different people. We always have been, but we get along now.
I don't get along with none of my siblings.
I know you do not.
And they're currently estranged.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Somebody mentioned them earlier. And I was like,
They've been popping up in the comments. I haven't said anything in the last few days.
Great. In our comments?
Not them, people asking about your relationship.
That's nobody's business.
That's what I am not addressing it on the live. So these are graduated cubes. Look at these. These are the first time I think we've had them graduated. And these are in citrine graduated cubes. These are 16-inch strands. And we have AZ72, only $18. They start small and they move up to the larger size. This one's the same. It starts smaller and moves up to the larger size. One strand is slightly larger than the others. This starts at 4 millimeters and goes to about 4.7. This one starts at 5 millimeters and goes to 6.5. So if you want one over the other, you can let us know. Otherwise, I'll pick for you. That's always the easiest for me, but you can let us know too if you want one over the other. And these are, so this, wow, very different citrine strand, right? Cubed citrine.
That's the, what is that? Lemon?
Oh, lemon quartz. I'm sorry. This is not citrine. It's lemon quartz. Lemon quartz, everybody. Lemon quartz. Cubed lemon quartz. AZ72. 2 of them available, $18 each.
Yeah, you've been pretty good about managing that anxiety through all the...
I think so. I've been trying to. And it says family relationships can be challenging for everyone, no judgments or questions. Right? And what is this one?
I think it's yellow calcite.
Yellow calcite. These are these triangles, these pyramids. People love these.
I like them.
Student says, still very lovely. I guess the difference between citrine and lemon quartz is the intensity of the color, question mark?
That's the question for the ages. Citrine is supposedly a naturally occurring when it's actually the heat and mineral composition around it change the quartz crystal into a kind of a yellow color. So it's all quartz.
Yeah.
So
what it has to do to actually call it citrine gemologically,
I don't know.
Don't know, but
I think also sometimes people make stuff up.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say.
And they name stuff after fruit, and there you go.
So these are 7-inch strands, and they are about 6.5 millimeters. Anna says, LOL, question of the ages. Awesome answer. Let's see, everybody's saying, Marion says, not always getting along doesn't mean you wouldn't miss family members in most cases. Yeah.
I don't miss it.
I would miss my brother if something had happened to him.
Yeah, but you're different.
But I am different. Like I said, we didn't always get along, but I definitely would prefer him to be around.
Yeah.
Kimberly says, for sure, I have 3 siblings, and my little sister and I do not get along. She's all about drama, and I'm not about it.
Correct.
Andrew can relate. So I love these. And when we have these little triangles, these little pyramids, faceted pyramids, they sell out usually pretty quickly. This is a yellow calcite. Really pretty. It seems like a high quality yellow calcite. We've sold one of these 2 strands so far. They are ombre'd from light to dark in the center and back to light again. I don't know if you're seeing, I'm trying to set them like this so you can see that. Anna's asking, any other stones in this triangular shape?
Yes.
Yes.
We've got the triangle train coming.
Triangle trains are coming. Get them all now. Collect them all.
Pokemon style.
Right.
You know who, speaking of Pokemon, Sulibi started their residency in New York.
In New York. Nice.
It was their first day.
Nice.
I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Their studio already looks like they've been in it a while.
What is this?
Green fluorite, bro.
Is it fluorite?
Mm-hmm.
This is some high-grade fluorite.
Go ahead, show the people.
I'm going to show the people. But
he's over there admiring
I am admiring it. These are 5-inch strands. They're a little bit small. These are 2 inches shorter than the others. But this is a higher grade. Have you seen fluorite like this before?
Yes, but from us.
For $20? I don't even think we've sold that at $20.
No, but it is different shape. These ones, mostly you're paying for the cut also.
Yeah, this is a special cut. That's a I'm sure that's not an easy cut to get.
No, there's a lot of waste. Not waste. Well, yeah, it's a lot
Yes,
of
weighs
waste.
7.6 millimeters, 7.5 millimeters. And this is okay. I have to go to sleep in 1 hour.
All right.
Okay.
Less than it.
AZ74. There we go. We'll move on. We're going to go quick. Susan says that fluorite color is amazing. That is amazing. I didn't even think it was fluorite. It's so good. Another strand. This is Russian Amazonite. I know that one. Russian Amazonite. These are smaller ones. So these are approximately 5.5 inches, we'll say. About 5.5 inches. These are back to the longer strands. It's 7-inch lengths. Yeah, look at these. Look how beautiful those are. Russian Amazonite. Beautiful color. We've sold both of the 74. No, we've only had. Oh, we did have 2. It's not written on here. Andrew's slacking.
Too busy.
So we've sold both of the 74s. Thank you so much. We have one of the 73s left and both of the 75s so far. Anna's asking, did I catch one of the green? You did. You did.
The green fluorite.
The green fluorite.
Lucky duck.
I know. It is beautiful.
Extra. I'm excited to see what you do because you usually have some really unique designs.
Yeah. We have both of them. So both the 74s are gone. This is the 75. Russian Amazonite. Smaller size, longer strand than the 74s. We had some beautiful Russian Amazonite briolettes. Not briolettes. Faceted rondelles the other night. If you got any of those, these would be beautiful as a set. Both really high quality stones.
And there's one strand that's coming up.
We've sold, okay, wait, we've sold both of the 73s now, and we've sold one of the 75s so far. Thank you so much.
There's one strand there's a couple strands coming up tonight that when you see it, you're gonna know.
You're gonna know.
All I'm gonna say is kitten nose.
Kitten nose. Look at this. What is this? This is
Howlite.
Is it howlite? I was like, is this like an opal? What is this?
No.
Howlite. This is really nice.
So I'm guessing dyed, but
Dyed howlite.
look at the kind of gray striations in it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I thought it was a blue opal.
I like it when they do it more subtle.
Beautiful. So these ones are, let's see what, check the size on this. These are about 6.5 millimeters. And this is a 6.5-inch strand.
I could be wrong, but survey says howlite.
We're going to sell it as dyed howlite.
Still very pretty.
It's really pretty.
I think sometimes people get a bad rap on that because, when sometimes people don't dye it very well. And so...
Yeah, this is super pretty. There's great color in this. Like, look at that. Look at that one right there. How pretty that is. It's got, like, it's... That gray is translucent. There's like quartz in there. It's beautiful. Stunning. Okay. I'm looking at the dyed stones, and they're still nice as ever. I'll play with those if somebody doesn't want them.
I think those make really cute earrings. Be sure to check our Facebook page after the live, and you can see the finished bracelet
that Andrew started. Ooh, I know these are heavy. These are black spinel.
Correct. Not black spinel price.
Oh, no, it isn't. That's cheap. Black spinel. These are the shorter ones. These are 5-inch strands, but they're the larger stones at 7.5 millimeter stones. And black spinel. Look at that sparkle. Look at that sparkle. It's a hard stone. It's a heavy stone. And it gives you that hard sparkle like a sapphire does. What more can you say? Black spinel. Those of you who love it, love it. It's only $20 a strand. That's not a black spinel price, not at that kind of a wonderful cut. Down from $24 at least. AZ77. Oh, if you'd like to purchase from this video, take down the lot number, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. Send a new email every time. Don't reply to an old email to send a new email. In case y'all. But one of the 77s has sold. Thank you so much. Terry says, you got me again. With the black hearts. We know what you like, right?
How much for the tourmaline last night?
Oh, which ones? These ones?
I was using.
That's this strand, right?
Yeah. Oh, hi. All right.
So these are peach moonstone, right? These ones?
No. Kitten nose.
Kitten nose. What is kitten nose?
Pink opal.
Pink opal. Pink opal. We've just sold the other 77. Thank you so much. Those black spinel are sold out. Pink opal. Kitten nose.
That's Tallulah shape.
That's Tallulah shape.
Hold it like a kitten nose. I was like, what? What's the pointy nose cat?
Kitten nose. They're the color of a kitten nose too.
Little Gilbert as a baby.
Gilbert as a baby. 7 millimeter or 7 inches, and these are 6.5 millimeters. 6.5 millimeters. Kitten nose, $20. I think we had these before in this pink opal, and they were not $20. Just saying. We got good deals this year. Okay. What do we got next? That was 78. Ooh, here's 79. Again, another one that's come down, I think, in price quite a bit. This is the Oahe Blue Opal Drops. 1 strand available. These sell out usually pretty quickly. These are those kind of half and half drops.
I like those.
They're so pretty and so different.
Too.
Yeah, these are thick. And I think there's an even number. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 on the strand. Even number. 6 pairs of earrings. Nice big Oahe Blue Opal drops. They're about 15.5 millimeters by 15, let's say. 15.5 by 15. I think they're slightly graduated. Yeah, it's about 16 millimeters by 15. This strand is about 7.5 inch strand. One available only, $25. What a good deal. What a good deal. Down from $32. 79. This one has just sold. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a good deal for the Oahe Blue Opal.
Moving on, coming up.
Ooh, yeah, we do. Oh, these are the shells. Did you price this less than? Oh my goodness, the hand carved shells. Less than well, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well, there are only 10 on the strand instead of 12, so there's a fewer beads. That makes sense then.
More work.
A lot more work.
I gave you all the deal.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oahe Blue Opal, hand carved. Those little flowers or shells, whatever you want to call them. beautiful. I love the variant in color in these, or the different styles, different stones. Beautiful. Leaves, says Marianne. They could be leaves for sure. They could be little bushes. Whatever you want them to be. They're hand carved though. $22 for the hand carved strand. AZ80.
Let me ask for blue and green.
I know you got it coming.
Blue and green.
Ooh. Don't worry about it. AZ81. These always sell really well. These are the apatite mixes. So you get the green apatite, you get the neon apatite, you get the yellow green, the limey apatite.
Ooh, I got some of y'all gonna love.
And then they repeat back. And
get ready.
These are 3.5 millimeters, and they're faceted rondelles. Let me bring them up close for you to see, or hand cut heishi, whatever you want to call those. They're not really a rondelle. Some of them look rondelle-ish. I like the hand cut heishi. It sounds better, just more descriptive, I think, on those. And these strands are 13-inch strands, only $28 each. Really nice quality. These are good gem quality stones. They're not, they're not very foggy. Sometimes you get where they're super foggy. These have good clarity to them. Beautiful stones. Sparkly too. So that's the apatite mix strands, $28 each, 6 strands available, AZ81. You could do Gesundheit, the same kind of bracelet Andrew's making tonight, but you could do it in apatite instead of tourmaline. That'd be beautiful.
Silver instead of gold.
Silver instead of gold, or gold with those would be really nice.
Look very kind of islandy.
We've sold 2 of those so far. Thank you so much. We have 4 of them still left. Oh, what is this? I love this stuff. Coated quartz. Oh,
that's pretty.
It is so, this vendor does such a good job with these coated quartz.
There are these Victorian necklaces called pools of light, and that's this polished quartz that makes this kind of like this repository of light. And this is kind of in that vibe.
They're so beautiful. They're coated. You can't, you can tell if you know, but it's such a good job. Like, you don't see a coating.
It's real subtle.
It's real subtle, but it gives such a nice metallic quality almost to the quartz. And look at how clear those, like, you can see that paper through those quartz. Like, they're like tiny raindrops, clear raindrops. These strands are approximately 8 inches long, and these little drops are 7.5 millimeters by 7.5 millimeters. We just sold another one of the apatite strands, so that's 3 sold, 3 still left. Thank you so much. I love these. These are really, some people, when you talk coated, when you talk dyed, it scares some people. But when you have something this pretty, what does it matter what it is?
As long as it's stable.
Right? We've sold 1 of these so far. I have a feeling both of these will sell by the end of the night. Look at that make that into a bracelet. Whew. Look at that. We've just sold the other one. I had a feeling they're both sold. Thank you so much. Just a reminder for everyone, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're up to date, up to the present moment. YouTube allows you to watch behind, and sometimes you're watching in the past and you don't even know it. So I like to let people know every once in a while, send out that reminder. Also, be sure to like and share this broadcast. Hit the thumbs up, everybody. Hit the hearts, hit the love. Send us that good energy. Wow. because Andrew's giving you the good prices. All right, this is some more beautiful labradorite. This is a lighter gray labradorite, but it's got amazing flash to it. If you don't like that really dark labradorite, maybe you want the more gray. AZ83, there we're getting some more hearts showing up there, letting us know people are hitting that and the thumbs up. Look at this. Beautiful large drops
Those are spectacular.
Of labradorite in that light color. You don't need the deep dark colors to make that flash happen. And some people prefer the lighter gray.
Those are really lovely.
These are really lovely. They've got beautiful flash to them. These strands are approximately 8-inch strands. And these drops on here, let me just grab one, 18 millimeters by 11 and a half. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. One has 13, one has 12. One size, one strand's probably, yeah, these ones you can tell they're a little bit smaller. So the smaller stones, you get one extra stone on there. Just the way they do it sometimes. We average out the price on everything. So $40 a strand, 2 strands available for y'all. AZ83.
It's all done by carat weight, and then you kind of average everything.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Well,
No.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
there's a formula. All right, get ready, y'all.
what do we got coming?
I think these are my favorite.
Your favorite of the whole thing?
Yes.
The whole show? This next few? Oh.
Yes, I'm gonna try and get a lot of it.
I forgot we even got these.
Get ready,
y'all. Get ready to send those quick emails because there's only one of each of these strands. I have a feeling these are not going to last. Only one of each.
Did you scratch your throat?
I shaved.
Oh.
And cut my throat.
I was like, what is that?
Yeah. Everybody.
Oh, you did shave.
I did shave. You just noticed. Stars, everybody.
You look so young, Mulia.
You're so young. Stars, everybody. Hand cut stars.
There's one kind of 6-pointed star on that one.
These are approximately 5-inch strands. And the stars are 10. They should be about 10 by 10. 10 by 10.
They're a newer shape.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10 stars on there. $32 a strand. Andrew's giving you the good introductory price on these. These are amethyst, of course.
Nice deep one.
AZ84. If you like this new cut, there's only one strand of each. 84 just sold. Thank you so much.
And this one is a good one.
Yeah, these are high quality stones too. Ooh, here we've got the.
There's a moonstone.
Are we calling this lemon quartz or are we calling this citrine? We're calling this lemon quartz. Lemon quartz in the stars. Let's run with that theme. Look at these. They are faceted too. Look at them hit the light with that edge.
Who's going to be the most fancy?
Who's going to be the most fancy with
Aren't
those hand cut faceted stars? I love when you see the edge because you see the deeper color in the edge. AZ85 has just sold. Thank you so much. But wait, everybody, there's more. Look at these moonstone. These are moonstone, right? Are they?
Which one?
This one.
Yeah,
that's moonstone. It is moonstone. It's got that gray moonstone. It's got that chatoyance in it. Gray moonstone.
Cat's eye effect.
Cat's eye. Look at those. Whoo! I'm going to say, whoo, doggy. Look at that. Beautiful gray moonstone. Again, these are 10 millimeter stars, hand cut stars, faceted. Look at them flashing those cat's eye flashes at you. AZ86. And that one has just sold. Thank you so much.
Those are really lovely. I like them.
Yeah, they are. I forgot we got this shape. There's so much. So
There's
much
not a lot.
Lennis is still sad I missed the chrome diopside. I'm still not over it. That's the stone that does not stay in very long. Oh, what is this called? This is
Dendritic white opal.
Dendritic white opal. Dendritic white opal. So nice. I love dendritic opals. AZ87, $32. One strand available of these hand-cut stars. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 stars on a strand. Oh, Marianne has to say good night. Good night, Marianne. Thanks for hanging out. AZ87, dendritic white opal. One strand available. AZ87, $32 only. Oh, we got another claim for 86. Sorry, it already sold. Oh, again, if you want to know if you've got something, you can ask us, but we won't say otherwise. But you can ask in the comments if you want to know if we've gotten anything, or if you've gotten anything, I can let you know. We monitor it during the live. That white opal, nobody's gotten that yet.
I like those.
Now this is the peach moonstone.
Chocolate.
Chocolate moonstone. It is more chocolatey. Chocolate moonstone.
Or what is it? Cashmere. What is it?
Cashmere chai.
Yeah, cashmere chai.
Cashmere chai.
And this cashmere chai moonstone.
That's a good name.
I
do like that name.
Cindy.
Is
Cindy watching?
Not here. Probably doesn't know we're happening because we're not on Instagram.
I know.
Terry says, did I get the amethyst stars? Those were what? 84? You did, yes. Yes. So this is the chocolate moonstone stars, AZ88. One strand available. Look at that flash in those. Beautiful flash. They even flash on the edges. Oh. Like, isn't that so, so nice? Here's what I should do, twirl them, right? And you get you really get the flash when you twirl them. It's going to sit here twirling them at you. AZ88. Janet says, very nice, aren't they? But 87 and 88 have not sold yet. The dendritic white opal and the chocolate moonstone still available. What? What is happening?
I don't know.
What is happening?
I got the chocolate moonstone.
And this is, what is this one? Is this Moss Aqua?
I think so.
Moss Aquamarine. Yes, yes. Ooh, 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 Moss Aquamarine. I love Moss Aqua. It's one of my favorite stones right now. AZ89. And these are nice, kind of mossy green. Look at those little stars. Beautiful. Beautiful color. Moss Aqua. Again, this is the last strand of stars, unless Andrew's got some hidden. They're about 10.5 millimeter stars. 10 to 10.5 millimeter. And there are, I believe, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 stars on a strand. Each strand is about 5 inches. Last one of those, AZ89. AZ89. And that one has just sold. So,
thank you.
Thank you. 87 and 88 are the only stars still available.
I love those.
Yeah.
I particularly like that dendritic opal.
The dendritic opal. Me too.
They have so much character.
Yeah, they do. Those dendrites through there look like little lightning bolts.
Dendrites, they keep growing.
That's cool.
They're growing on a supposedly. This is hearsay because we'll be long dead in the ground and our bones will be turned to ash by the time that happens. But supposedly over millions of years, the black will continue to grow, and so one day that whole stone will be all black.
All black.
In 1 trillion years.
1 trillion years. What
We're
you got
ready?
for me next? Yeah, we're ready. We're ready for
Who's
you.
ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready, y'all?
No, we haven't really done any blue chalcedony.
Oh, I love chalcedony. Oops, someone else tried to claim 89. Sorry, only one. But 87 and 88 are still available.
Who's ready?
Who's ready? Who's
We're gonna do
ready?
these kind of fast and furious.
Fast and furious like.
Maybe. I'm talking about fast and furious. I'm moving super slow. Perfect.
You said you were low energy today.
Yeah, I didn't drink any coffee today.
No coffee. What happened?
Something's wrong with my brain, I guess.
So this is blue chalcedony. This is very light.
Did you get fixins for dinner?
I got them last night. We're going to have chicken burgers tonight.
Hallelujah. I'm ready to receive.
Me too. I've been thinking about them all day, actually. I almost made them for lunch. I'm like, but then I won't have any dinner because I don't have time to stop. This is blue chalcedony. Very light blue. Just that blush of blue. Beautiful. It's the blue lace agate, blue chalcedony. $12 a strand only. These are the microfaceted. We just sold the 87, the dendritic opal. Thank you so much.
I was gonna ask too.
I can't say. Blink it. 3 millimeter. 3 millimeter. Blue chalcedony, microfaceted rounds. I was gonna say these are dark, but they're really not. They're about what they're showing in the camera. They're a nice, light, pale blue. But they've got when you really see them up close, they've got so much pattern in them. Beautiful patterns. We've sold one of these so far. We've got 4 of them still available. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the support you all give us. Oh, I didn't measure the length of the strand. I think these are 13-inch strands. Yes, 13-inch strands. AZ90. Blue chalcedony. Blue chalcedony helps you during Mercury retrograde. So I know. I don't know when the next Mercury retrograde is, but
hopefully not for
put your blue chalcedony on when it comes.
These are so affordably priced, y'all.
Yeah.
Back in the day, these used to be cheaply $24 a strand.
This is the dyed howlite too, right?
No, that one's turquoise.
That is turquoise. See? See? Turquoise.
This is dyed and stabilized, probably.
Yeah.
But,
this might be what do you call it? When they compound it.
Huh?
When they squish it together.
Reconstitute?
Yeah. Because it's very uniformly blue. With not a lot of lines through it. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. For $12,
For 12 bucks. Yeah, no matter what it is. It is turquoise of some sort. AZ91. It's definitely stabilized, which you want in a turquoise. Unless you want to turn to powder on you, pretty much. 3 millimeters and 13-inch strand. Just about 13-inch strand.
There is somebody, and I was just thinking about them. They came in the shop and they had this turquoise, and they had picked it up in Afghanistan. They actually,
We've sold 2 of these so far, 1 left. Thank you so much.
one of our customers from back in the day, and she used to sail her boat all around the world, and they'd go, and she'd pick up beads wherever she was because they're small. You know?
Yeah, something you can get. Take with
and
you.
She was like so distraught over her turquoise because it was crumbling. And like that's just because it's not stabilized.
Yeah, stabilization. Sometimes people think is a bad word. It is not.
No, it's like wood, and sometimes you need that extra strength, otherwise it get all dinged up.
Are these garnets?
I think so.
They look like very nice quality.
The thing is that they're flashing a little bit, kind of a blue green, and those most of them are kind of like that yellow green.
They have brown in them.
But survey says garnet.
I think they are garnets. Sometimes we get stuff, it's not always marked. So we've got to figure it out.
Well, sometimes,
or the markings have come off along the way.
And also sometimes people are at a show and they're busy and they're just writing stuff as quickly as possible. Yep. So I've seen it where people have gotten stuff mixed up.
Yeah.
Or somebody doesn't know.
Right? Yeah, these are beautiful garnets. 2.9, so 3 millimeter round, faceted rounds.
And sometimes people make stuff up.
Yeah.
Because there's this one, I bought it. They called it green leopard jasper. It didn't know.
He's like, no.
It's called nunderite.
Nunderite. Beautiful garnets.
I mean, it can be whatever you want it to be.
AZ92. 4 strands available, $12 each. We've sold 1 strand of these so far, and there's 3 left.
Those are juicy.
Yeah. What they could be, the only other thing would be maybe apatite, right?
Maybe.
But I think they look more like garnet to
like
me. Yeah. But I think they're garnets. They look more like a garnet.
Also, since they're so small,
it is hard.
And you don't necessarily have a lot of material to...
These, I love when they're marked. Citrine. And marked correctly. Citrine. AZ93. Oh, we sold another one of the 91s, so those are sold out. Thank you so much. Let's see, the 92. Oh, everything's popping in here. 1, 2, 3, 4 92s. Those are sold out. Thank you so much. We've got the citrine now. 5 strands of the citrine available at $12 a strand only. Very nice. Look at the clarity in that citrine. We've sold 1 of these so far. 4 of them still available. Beautiful clarity in the citrine. Faceted rounds. And check these. They should be, 3 millimeters. And let me check the length. Usually 13 inches. These are a little bit longer, but maybe 13, 13 and a half. Beautiful citrine. 4 strands remain, $12 a strand. These are nice little micro-faceted little babies.
Mm-hmm. These ones, they're affordable enough that you can weave with them if you wanted.
I don't think we've ever had the mix of these before like this.
I love those.
I don't think we've ever gotten
Those are
these.
so pretty.
Oh, we get a lot of moonstone mixes from this vendor, but never, I think, have we ever had the microfaceted. You get the gray, you get the white, you get the peach moonstone mix in the microfaceted. These are spectacular. They've got cat's eye, they've got the flash. Ooh, these are something nice right here. We've just sold another one of the citrine. These are amazing. Look at the quality of these stones for as small as they are, with how much of that cat's eye flash you're getting on them. These are really special. At $12?
You even said it, dollars.
Dollars? I know. These should be more. 94. We've just sold 4 of these. Thank you so much. We've got 6 of them still remaining only. Somebody loves these like me.
I like them.
Andrew loves them too. Let's see here. Beautiful.
And they're a great price too.
Yes, they are.
I mean, I couldn't pass it nothing for that much.
No.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. 4, 5. Just sold another, so we have only 5 of them left now. Beautiful, beautiful. Stunning, gorgeous. Let's see, where are we at here with these? What is this, 94? Sold a total of 7, so 3 of them remain. 3 of them remain. Totally worth the $12 price for sure. You're not gonna, those are so pretty and such good quality. Great quality stones. I've never seen that. I don't, I've never seen those. So nice. AZ94 is stunning, says Susan. It is.
Pick some for myself.
You better hurry because we've just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've sold 9 out of the 10.
Don't worry about what's happening down here.
Oh, he already pulled them. Listen to that. What is this? What is this stone?
You know.
This is this is it prehnite or peridot?
Prehnite.
Prehnite. That's what I thought. It's a little bit milky. It's got that milkiness. I think we're down to 1 strand left of the 94 if I'm counting every email right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. This is the prehnite. Look at that. The prehnite this year is coming without the black in a lot of cases.
Very gemmy.
Very gemmy. Just the goodness, the green goodness on it. If you've got that, prehnite with the black, you're so last year, everybody.
Oh, no.
So last year. you've got to upgrade to just the prehnite without the black. Here, right? Don't be last year, y'all.
Oh boy.
AZ95, 3mm faceted rounds in the prehnite. Look at that. Very nice sparkle on that too. Look at that shine. We just sold the last of the moonstone strands. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. AZ95.
These are particularly nice. Sometimes the quality of the microfasces I've seen lately has been a little bit.
They don't have like any flash to them.
Or sometimes they're drilled kind of cockamamie.
Yeah, or they're not like round.
So these are pretty good.
These are nice.
I would be confident to stitch with these, and the holes seem pretty large too. I mean, not like truck drive through it.
Not a truck drive through. Is this yellow opal? What is this? You don't know. You're not answering me.
What's your
Is it yellow opal?
No, this is serpentine.
Serpentine. Serpentine, y'all.
But it's kind of like a mustard color, right?
That's what. Yeah. It's light. That's why I thought it was like an opal stone. AZ96. Serpentine. It is super pretty. Susan says, but I do like the pre-night inclusions, but the really gemmy version is awesome too. Yeah, I do too, actually. I'm just joking, but I'm not joking that that's what we've seen this year more of, but being this so last year, I do like the black in the pre-night too. But when you get something this small, sometimes the black overtakes.
Mm-hmm. This is black.
Lena says that looks olive on my screen. I would not call them olive.
Some of it.
Maybe this one right there is olivey.
Mustard and olives.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Eat up, y'all.
Actually, that sounds good. I must be hungry.
You are hungry. AZ. So we've 95. We've sold, of the 95, which was the pre-night, we've sold 1, 2, 3 of those. Let's see here. Yes, AZ95, we sold 3. Okay, somebody try for another 94. I think it's sold out, but I'll make sure the count is right. This is AZ96, the serpentine. Serpentine. That one threw me. I would never have guessed serpentine. I'm used to it being more green. It's really pretty.
So that's what they just call any stone that's green. They don't know. It could be what they call yellow, turquoise, or African turquoise.
Yeah.
And that would be basically jasper.
Jasper. Anna's asking what number we're going to tonight.
110.
110 tonight?
Mm-hmm.
This is fluorite?
No.
I'm wrong on that one too?
That is aventurine.
Aventurine.
But real gemmy light.
Yes, it is.
And then you don't usually see like the light and the dark on the same.
So green aventurine, gemmy.
Oh, I got some for somebody.
Look at this.
You got some prasulite that's gonna blow your socks off.
Oh. So this is green aventurine. I need to write these on these bags so that if they don't sell out, I know what they are for the website. 3 millimeters.
I'm not dead yet.
I know, but you're usually not around with me when I'm doing that. You're not. Usually up here in the office or at the cottage taking pictures, listing. Sometimes, usually at the store actually nowadays is where I list the stuff for the website. AZ97. Look at that color variation. The stripes in there, super nice. All in the same strand. AZ97. AZ97. Someone just sent us an email that just says AZ. So if you've recently sent us an email that just says AZ, please check and let us know what it is you actually want. And please remember, do not reply to your old emails to send us any other emails, because it pulls you out of order and you can miss out on things that way. I'm seeing a few people replying to their old emails. It does pull you out of order and you may miss out on things. So just send a new email every time.
It's not hard.
Even if you're referring to your previous email,
add it to your address book and it will self-populate.
Right.
Easy peasy.
And you only have to give us the lot number. You don't have to describe the stone. You don't have to do all that. I'm seeing a lot of people are describing what they're getting. You don't have to do that.
Unless you want that for your own self.
Yeah, if you want that for your own self, that's fine. But you don't have to send that to us.
Because he don't look at that. He just looks
I look at the lot number. Whatever the lot number is, that's what you get. Quartz?
Agate.
Agate. Agate. Yellow agate.
Mix and match.
Mix and, yeah, there's some, they look like corn. Corn on the cob.
If your corn looks like that blue, you need to pitch it.
Blue?
Y'all don't see blue?
Y'all see blue on there?
Yes.
I see blue because of the blue background, I think.
No.
Nope.
Blue. Blue and yellow.
All right, I'll trust you.
The yellow is kind of like a greeny yellow, but there's blue on that.
There you go.
Is the dress blue and black or gold and white?
I see gold and white on this one.
So are these really black and blue?
I didn't see the gold and white on the dress, but I see it here. Kimberly says I see a blue. All right, I'll go with what y'all say.
I mean, it's not like blue.
No, it is not.
It's like a more subtle blue.
It's like a hint of blue, like a gray turning into a blue. Terry says it looks yellow and white on my screen.
It's not.
It's not. All right, AZ98, y'all. We've got 9 of these available, $12 each.
Tell me what you think.
Right? Buy it and tell us what color it really is.
And you can confirm
because
it is blue and yellow. Because
I would call that maybe opalescent white, but I'm not. I still don't see much of a blue.
What?
What? Huh? What? What's this one?
You know that one.
Here it is. AZ99, 4 strands available.
Starts with the A.
Well, it's either apatite or Amazonite. My brain is not. I'm tired today. Amazonite.
I'm helping you.
Well, help me faster, so I don't sound like I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm selling.
Well, maybe I'll just go and relax on the couch.
No, I'm asking for your help. What are you talking about?
You can enjoy.
Lennis asks, are there more larger stones coming?
Yes.
Yes.
What kind you want?
And this is again 13-inch strand, 4 strands available, AZ99.
You know, it's like when you get, it's like I have a train, like it gets all stuck on the train.
What gets stuck on the train?
The sun. You know, it's like they cut I like to do them in batches, so like all the ones go with all the other ones.
I see you got that other shape coming up.
I know, there's a practice light coming up that's going to blow some of your socks off. If you don't have socks on, go put some on so they can get blown off.
Okay, is this morganite?
That's a good question.
It looks, I think we've had morganite from this vendor before.
They also called that kunzite.
Kunzite.
So the pinker is more morganite,
Yeah,
The
these are.
morganite can come in pale pink, pale blue, pale green.
So these are mostly pink purpley. So kunzite.
But they're related. I mean, it's just the shade. So kunzite is more purple. Now, just so y'all know, if you're going to put the kunzite or morganite, don't store it in the window in the direct sunlight.
It is light sensitive.
So, not everybody tells you that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dyed coral, don't stick it in the window.
No. So
Kunzite, crocodite, how you call it?
Crocoite?
Crocodite. Don't put that in the window either, because they'll bleach all the goodie out.
Lauriciosis. It looks like kunzite. There you go.
It's just subtly purple.
Yeah, very subtle. AZ. Somebody was asking for kunzite, right?
Correct.
AZ100. AZ100, 4 strands only, $12 a strand. Let's see here. 99. We had 4 strands. We've sold 1, 2, 3. 3 of those 4 of the Amazonite. And we've sold 1, 2, 2 strands. No. 90. Yeah, 2 strands of the agate. So we've got 7 strands of those still available. Jennifer says amethyst will bleach too if left too long in the sun. Gesundheit.
Yep. Most brightly colored stones will, believe it or not. Because they grow in the dark, in the ground.
Wow. These are pretty. Luckily, these ones are marked for me.
Sounds like something's hungry.
Peruvian opal. Lennis is asking, is there more yellow opal?
Nothing but.
There's Peruvian opal. AZ101. AZ101. Again, just to show you size on these are all so far about 3 millimeter strands, and they are approximately 13-inch strands. Peruvian opal, 8 of them available, $12 a strand. These are so pretty. Look at the colors. Look at the colors in there. Beautiful. AZ101. 8 strands available. I have a feeling those will sell. I don't think we've ever had those.
They're real pretty. I love that kind of color gradation.
They're such a pastel-y, beautiful color.
Not that it really matters. If you're working on stuff for spring, that would be awesome. I think like a right angle weave, little beaded bead, would look awesome.
Okay, everybody.
Get ready.
Get ready to have your socks removed by force.
Ooh,
Socks knocked off.
Terrible.
So this is prasiolite.
It's real pale, y'all.
Very nice prasiolite in these the cubes, the faceted cubes. AZ102.
Real sparkly.
And these are about 7 millimeters or so, 7.5, 7.2. And these strands are 8-inch strands, prasiolite, faceted cubes, super sparkly. Look at those, how pretty and so clear. I love these. 2 strands available, only $32 a strand. That's a good deal. You making some earrings out of those? You could sell 1 pair of earrings easy for $32. Susan says, Prasiolite is my greatest weakness next to chocolate. Well, we've sold 1 of these strands so far. There's only 1 left. Beautiful Prasiolite AZ102. Size again, Susan? Size again on those. Approximately 7 millimeters and an 8-inch strand. All right. Oop. Two 103. Ooh, these are pretty.
Oh, these are, I mean, I love these.
Wow.
You may want to get your sunglasses.
I know. That's some sparkly quartz.
This like an ice cube made babies with the crystal.
Look at that. Beautiful, stunning, faceted cubed quartz. 6.5 millimeters approximately on those. These ones look a little bigger. These are 7. They're 6.5 to 7 millimeters a strand. These are the 8-inch strands again. Look at that sparkle. Those look rich. They just look rich. Look at that. Stunning quality. Faceted cubes. Gesundheit. AZ103. We've sold 1 of these. We've sold both of those. Thank you so much.
Good job.
That's you're gonna be happy with those. You're gonna be happy with everything, but you're gonna be happy with those.
Just take them out in the daylight.
Oh, I know.
Maybe wait for a nice day.
Wait for a nice day. All right, AZ104. This looks like blue opal. Look at this blue opal in that faceted cube. This is one of those opaque faceted cubes, so you can actually see what they look like. Aren't those pretty?
Did we charge these yesterday? The squares?
Find some. They're all mixed together now.
We had a bunch. It was garnet.
I know, a lot of them have sold.
Oh, good.
Here. We left with 1 strand. Mary says, I've got to leave, but thank you for sharing your beautiful gems. Thank you, and come back tomorrow. We'll have more.
We're almost done.
Oh, are we?
You got kind of a backlog.
I know, but we're almost done tonight, but we have more for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we have plenty.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you meant we're almost done with the beads total.
No.
So I was like, what?
Don't be silly.
No, he keeps fooling me saying that. These are approximately 8-inch strands. These are about 7.5, and these ones are about, 7.5. This one's a little bit smaller, just a little bit smaller. You can see the size difference, but $32 a strand. Blue opal AZ104. 104. There's some such pretty blue and pink opal that we've had. I see Easter. I see combining them together. Beautiful pieces. AZ105. And remember, all these prices we're giving you are the introductory prices. They will go up to at least this, maybe more in some cases, after this week. So you'll probably have through the weekend to claim these at these prices, and then these prices no longer exist. All right, so get them while you can, y'all. These are so fun.
How much are the tourmalines that we showed? They showed the project tonight.
I think. Oh, I just saw those again. These are peridot small disc beads. Aren't those sweet? And look at the quality of that peridot. $24 a strand only. And I believe these are pretty long strands. Let me look. Let me push these all the way to the end so we're not fooling you here. 14-inch strands of beautiful peridot. And these are approximately 6mm discs, small discs. Beautiful. I love peridot. I love that kind of glassy quality of high quality peridot.
Because it is.
Right. See all the way to the core. And we've got
The volcanic glass.
Volcanic glass. We've got 6 strands available. Beautiful.
Sometimes they call it olivine.
Olivine.
The other kind of green.
Terry says, I apparently have absolutely no self-control tonight.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. We've sold 1 of these strands. There are 5 still available. Thank you so much. We like when you don't have self-control.
It means we can pay our bill.
Right? Means we can keep bringing in things.
Correct. I've been trying to work with somebody about some stuff, and I think y'all will be pleasantly surprised. I just need to hustle a little bit.
Green onyx. What is green onyx? This is green onyx, apparently.
I think that's a synthetic stone. There is a thing called onyx, and usually that's black, and there is a thing called green onyx. But I'm pretty sure that if this is that it's synthetic.
This looks like a dyed chalcedony. Which onyx? Is that a chalcedony, technically? I don't know.
I don't know, you got my phone, bro.
Look, whatever these are, they're
green onyx.
Green
I do
onyx.
think that they're synthetic.
Synthetic meaning glass, or synthetic meaning
manufactured.
Manufactured.
So sometimes what they do is they'll take stuff and they smelt it down, and like some quartz is not come out the ground perfectly clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's a silica, so it's basically glass, but silica melts at 3,000 degrees, so they usually add a flux to it to make it melt at a lower temperature. But it's done in a furnace.
These are so pretty. Whatever they did, they made them pretty. And they're 16-inch strands, and they come on the stainless, I was supposed to say stainless, the sterling silver lobster claw and chain. 2 of them available. AZ106, $52 each. $52 each. We've sold another strand of the peridot. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ooh, stay on the desk. Stay on the desk. AZ107. Amethyst. We've just sold one of the 106s. Thank you so much. And this is the Amethyst AZ107. This is a really light color. Beautiful light amethyst. Not quite lavender, not that light. But these are graduated smooth rondelles. These start at about 4.5 millimeters and go to the largest size here, which is 7.2. These are 16-inch strands, AZ107. 2 of those available. Already coming strung up if you want to use them that way. Otherwise, if you're taking them apart, we price these as if you're taking them apart. They're just strands to us. These are sterling chains and sterling lobster claws. Keep those. Don't throw away your sterling.
No way.
No way. AZ107, $34 each. 2 of them available.
The price of metal has gone up, so.
And keeps going up.
One of our vendors just sent us an email about how they're having to raise prices because of the price of metal and the tariffs.
Oh, yay.
And so, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to buy as much from them. I still want to support them because they're a women-owned company and they do a lot of really good social work, like social activism. And so I really want to support them, but
these are mixed semi-precious strands. Some have dyed stones. Some of the stones are dyed. Some
I think
are
they're
natural.
fun.
They are super fun. But it's just a fun mixed semi-precious stone strand. Lots of different stones on there. In each one there's some garnets, there's some apatite, quartz, some labradorite, there's like some moonstone. Beautiful amethyst, of course. 2 of them available. 16-inch strands already strung up. Only $30. Only $30 a strand. Nice mix for you. Use it as you want. Have a nice little mix of stones if you take that apart. AZ108.
Just a few more lots left.
Yeah, we're going to 110 tonight, so just 2 more, a couple lots left. These sell really well when we have them.
We had some in garnet.
We had some in garnets. We sold all but 1 strand of the garnets. So if you're looking for these in garnets, we still have 1 left. AZ109, this is the mixed moonstone. These are those squares. Mixed moonstone squares, only $20 a strand. You get the gray moonstone, you get the blue moonstone, you get the peach moonstone. And these squares are approximately 4.5 millimeters. 4.5 to 5 millimeters. And these are 16-inch strands, I believe. Yeah, 16-inch strands. Long strands. And the multi-moonstone, $20 a strand. 5 strands available. AZ109. And we just sold 2 of those. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've got 3 of those still available.
And don't
Oh,
right away. We'll have a giveaway at the very end.
He's ending the lots on a beautiful lot.
Since these are a little bit smaller, but I think they're a little bit more flashy.
Where are they here?
It was different.
Mm-hmm. These are a little bit larger, I think.
Just a hair bigger.
Yeah. There are
Oh, I like those. What am I doing?
I know. Look at them on the light. He doesn't have that light down there. So there are these ones are 3.6 millimeter. These are 2.93. So these are about 3.5. These are 3. If you prefer one size over the other, you can.
Do you think well, I guess since we already said it.
Why?
Because it's more expensive.
Well.
Well, oh well.
Okay.
We'll give them a deal.
Give them a deal at the end. AZ110. Either one you want. They're both beautiful strands of mixed tourmaline. The size really isn't that much of a difference. But look at how pretty these are. We've got 4 of the smaller size. I think these smaller ones have a lot more like kind of indicolite on them. Beautiful.
Nobody said the penny was missing.
I know, no one even mentioned it. I didn't even realize.
Wasn't watching.
I know. And then you have the slightly larger size. AZ110.
Those ones have more indicolite than the bigger strands.
Yeah. And these little ones, I think, have more than even these ones. So if you want the indicolite, that's the light blue, go with the smaller strands. AZ110, we've sold 1, 2, 3, 1 no choice, and 2 of 1 of each. So Vicky says I have to leave. Thank you for a nice evening. Thank you, Vicky, for hanging out. We're going to do the giveaways now, everybody.
I know.
So you missed the giveaway. You missed the giveaway. Those are really nice tourmaline.
I know.
Kind of sped through them because of the confusion, but they're really, really nice, everybody. All right. What you got here for us? Giveaway time.
They call this, sometimes they call that pudding stone.
Pudding stone? Is that the composite? Conglomerate? Composite?
Pudding sounds better.
Pudding? I don't know.
You don't like pudding? I love pudding. Pudding is my favorite.
But if I had chunks like that in my pudding, I don't know.
Maybe they're good. Maybe it's like nuts.
Nuts in the pudding?
It's like a, Mississippi mud pie, which I found out is not universal. Somebody was so nice and they brought me a slice of Mississippi mud pie that they made. And they're like, does it bring you back to your youth? I was like, no. But in a nice way.
You're like, it's different.
Mississippi mud pie, the way that we had it, it was like chocolate pudding with like whipped cream and like nuts and there's like cream cheese. So it was like, it looked like mud, basically.
Looked like mud.
And they brought it and it was kind of like a brownie. And I was like, this is different.
All right. Vicky says, ooh, I'll stay for a minute. We'll stay for those giveaways, right? Now, to get the giveaway, you have to have an order with us currently or have placed an order tonight for something. We don't ship giveaways for free.
It's like a bonus for buying stuff.
Yeah, bonus for...
What's a good one? A good question. How about... who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia?
There you go. I keep looking over here like I have to look on Instagram too. We don't have Instagram today. Who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia? first person to say it in our comments as we see them.
And the right answer.
It has to be the right answer. C.S. Lewis, says Susan.
Correct.
You get this pudding stone.
Oh. You like pudding or do you like conglomerate?
Like, which one do you prefer?
How about this? Oh, well, this is a good one.
Ooh, that's a good giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the ocean jasper?
There's at least one.
There's at least one. Look how pretty that is.
How about
Susan says pudding, and now I'm hungry.
who likes who likes pudding?
Who likes pudding?
No. Let's do who wrote His Dark Materials?
His Dark Materials. Look at that stone. Look how pretty that is.
And that includes the amber spyglass, the golden compass, the something knife,
Something knife.
and the subtle knife.
Philip Pullman, says Susan.
Correct.
Susan gets it again. On a roll tonight. Gonna make it count. Make that buy-in count, right?
Do it. Alright. So how about these?
What you got there? What you got there?
Some nice. What you got there?
Somebody just said AZ21 if still available. Just to let y'all know, for that person, we do have one of those left.
Oh, perfect.
One of those left. All right, look at these. This is the opal, right?
It's a type of opal.
Yeah.
I need a bag for that. And this is me now. Who's this?
Oh, it was.
Who sang Barely Breathing?
There's one from tonight. That's a callback, y'all. That's a callback.
In case you're not familiar with YA.
Right. I'm saying Barely Breathing.
90s music.
Right.
Maybe early 2000s in there.
I think that was 90s. Lennis says Duncan Chic. Whoa!
I'm glad you got it.
Those are some big beads. Lennis likes the big beads.
Should we do some more?
Yeah, let's give away some more stuff.
I don't know what this is. Something died, something fun.
Yeah. Let's give away some more stuff.
I kind of feel like plastic. Y'all won't care if it's plastic?
No, it's a giveaway. They don't care.
Since it's
yeah, this definitely is, I think, a plastic or resin or a plastic. It's pretty though.
It's pretty.
It's super pretty. Look at that. What a good giveaway. I'm gonna hype it up.
Feel good about yourself.
Feel good about your giveaway, your winnings.
I was gonna do stone because we're on this like stone extravaganza, but
yeah, that's stone. That's good.
What's a good one? You ask a question.
I don't know. I'm not prepared for that. All right. Who wrote The Midnight Library? I just read that. I just talked about it the other day. What are you doing? Who wrote The Midnight Library? Look like dragon eggs, says Anna. Right? Fiery dragon eggs.
It kind of looks like.
Susan got it. Matt Haig.
You're on a roll.
I know. Said you gotta make that count, right?
You want another one?
Yeah, let's do another one.
Let's do... How about some vintage glass?
Ooh, breaking out the vintage glass. Oh, these are nice too. I like these ones.
Mm-hmm.
I like these ones. Look at those. They've got black on one side and this beautiful stripy color on the other.
I want to say they're vintage Japanese.
That sounds right.
They're like a tiger.
Tiger roar. Susan says, my pen pal friend sent me Midnight Library last year. I really liked it. Me too. I couldn't stop reading it. Now I need to find another book I can't stop reading. Terry says, oh.
They're fun. What? I don't want to make it too hard. See, a lot of my questions is too hard. And you just kind of like sit around for like 10 days. Let's see. What is I'm trying to come up with a good one.
How about just name one of our cats?
Oh, that's too easy.
Name one of our cats. This can be easy. We don't need to make it hard. This is a good one to end off on. Anybody? Anybody? Oh, Anna got it. Barnaby. Good job, Anna.
Yeah, that's good because we said one of our cats' names too. So even if you don't know us,
yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
All right, y'all. All right, that is the show. Here, should I flip the camera around? Let me flip the camera around real quick. You didn't get to see me today, did we all? Did we?
Would you like a guest?
Oh, a guest appearance. She was trying to make an appearance earlier. Yeah, I cut myself shaving today. Liz says, oops, I haven't gotten to know them yet. Well, here's one. Oh, this is my baby girl. Look at this. This is Tallulah, everybody. She's so pretty. Isn't she? She's such a pretty girl. So sweet. She's a little longer hair girl. Huh?
Mm-hmm. She hasn't been stealing as much lately either.
She's been a good girl, huh? You smell
she got
clay.
so mad at me. She wanted to go on. I had a Zoom meeting earlier, and she wanted to go on camera, and I grabbed her because she's trying to get up on the computer, and then she got so mad and she bit me. She wanted to be disturbed.
She loves to make new friends. She loves to make new friends. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had a good time with Andrew earlier and with us both here later tonight. And if there's still lots of stones left from day 1 and day 2. So if you haven't gotten them yet, gotten to watch them yet, watch those videos, do a rewatch. I shared some things on our Facebook page today and our YouTube, and he distracted me with Barnaby. That's my boy. Come here, buddy. Come on. Oh, okay.
He gets nervous.
Okay, it's okay, babe.
He has asthma too.
What's the matter? Oh, come here.
Too much excitement.
Come here. Come here. What's the matter? You normally like to sit with me. Yeah.
The weather is too cold. And this room is hot, so I probably shouldn't have brought him in.
Yeah, it's all right, buddy.
He's giving me a stink eye right now.
Yeah, he is. Oh. Temperature changes. Temperature changes. How about it? Yeah. So lots of stuff left from day 1 and day 2. If you haven't seen those videos, catch a replay. You get the special introductory pricing only for this week and this weekend. So please be sure to claim before that or until the end. If we go past, because we're going to have our creative make-along on Friday. So if we don't get everything done tomorrow, I don't know what we've got left down there. Maybe we'll go into Monday even. So you'll have a little bit of extra time.
Maybe we'll do, I don't know. Tomorrow for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll do something on. Oh, you're at the store on
Yep.
Friday.
And then the creative make-along at night.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what we get done
I don't
tomorrow.
want to extend it too long, because then we've got to put them in the, can't sit on these.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out, y'all. But you've got until the end of this series to claim, at least through the weekend, to claim on these to get the introductory pricing. And then don't forget, tomorrow I'll be sending out the email for the Creative Make-Along link on Zoom. So if you want to join us on Zoom on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time instead of our live, we'll be hanging out and making things together. Oh, now you hear him?
Mm-hmm.
He's purring.
Probably.
He's purring so good. Come say hi. That's my boy.
Did he get to see his little portrait?
Oh, sweet boy. Oh, yeah, I showed it to him. He's purring real good now.
He doesn't usually get to come in here.
No, he's very happy. And they love, so at my pottery class, I get the clay on my hands, but also the water is very sulfurous. It has sulfur in it at my pottery teacher's house from their well. And so the cats always smell my hands after I come back from pottery, and they love it. I don't know what it is, but
nice and soft.
It's soft, and they love that. I don't know if it's the sulfur or if it's the clay, but they're kissing me, and they kiss me and kiss me and kiss me after that.
It must be nice.
I know. Genesis might have to put an alarm on chatting to get more selling in. Oh, for the chatting at the beginning. We'll see. We're night people. We could keep going, but we know y'all can't. But it'll be, it'll be Thursday night. But if you want to hang out with us Friday, hang out with the Creative Make-Along on Friday. I'll be sending out the email tomorrow, and I'll be dropping the link also in the Design Challenges group on Facebook. So feel free to check it out there, and make sure you follow us in the group, join the group, hang out with us all. And I think that's it. We have a big giveaway. Did you see the giveaway? It's on our Facebook page. If you haven't, check that out. And we'll see you back here tomorrow, everybody. All right. Say bye, Barn. Yeah. Bye, everybody. Have a great night.
See ya.